everyone. Welcome again to another episode of Fake Demons. The Fake Demons.
Fake fans.
Fake fans, fake demons. We're going to be learning all about the parasites by a parasite. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. But before that, we could talk about fun things like the fact that I'm addicted to modding Skyrim again.
Again.
It's happened again. It happens again. Sometimes I get that itch, that autism itch. It's in the back of my brain. I'm just like, oh god damn it, I can't escape.
Skyrim and its consequences has been disastrous.
Yeah. Look, it's not like we're gonna get a new Elder Scrolls game.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, modding Bethesda. Yeah, it's look, I don't know. I part of me, it's like I enjoy the puzzle of it and problem solving, trying to like troubleshoot and get shit fixed. So there's that, right? There is a side of me that is kind of like, yeah, no, I like the process. I find the process fun, but the other part of me is like, man, this is a lot of fucking work. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was going to say something. I coughed instead.
Modern Skyrim greater than Elder Scrolls 6, yeah.
Nah, man. I don't. Morrowind above all. Peak.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls.
Ellie's a Morrowind man. He's big on that Morrowind train.
Mm-hmm.
Morrowind glaze in this.
Yeah, no, I mentioned like I was watching the lore videos about the deep. Deep lore is a bit of a meme thing to just the very esoteric stuff about what's happening behind the scenes. What is necromancy in the game? What does it actually mean? What does it do? What does it represent? When you do a necromancy, what can you actually do with it? What is mysticism? What do you do when you do a mysticism?
Yeah. What do be mysticisms? What do be that mysticism?
Yeah. Did you know, Naretsu, that opening a lock was used to be a mysticism spell, and now it's an alteration spell? For you see, Naretsu, the logical explanation of this is that before that magic isn't really divided in schools. It's not like fireball spell has to be destruction magic. It's more that you can do multiple things that arrive at the same conclusion, and the names of the spell is what we kind of what the people give it as a category, not that it's some inherent different energy that you use. No, opening a lock, opening a door was a mysticism spell because before, I don't know, before Morrowind, before Oblivion, you just told the world that this lock was open instead of closed.
You just tell the world, yes.
You altered the state of being of the lock. And now with the modern spell of alteration, you physically move the lock, and that's why it's now an alteration instead of mysticism.
So in a not necessarily a similar vein, but a big problem. There's a problem happening with modding right now. Do you want to guess what the big problem is? It involves our favorite subject, AI slop.
Oh yeah.
Because man, there is some shit. Like, the funniest one was one that popped on trending recently, and it's like recursion fix updated. And it's like on the face of it, you read like the mod page, and it's like, after experiencing freezes in the game, I was trying to figure out what to cause it, and I made this mod. And then you go to the posts, right, or the comments, right, and comments locked. The author has locked the comment section for the time being. Pinned comment from the author. To clarify a few things here, because people seem to be getting upset. Yes, I make use of AI. Why shouldn't I? When the whole industry does. That's not an argument. please keep that to yourself. And then it gets even better because he's like, yeah, if you have criticism, well, welcome to share it. I'm always open to respectful discussion, you know. And then you find out like some more of the backstory. It's like he's playing like this mod list that because I kept
Mm-hmm.
seeing this like Novalis thing, right? And I looked into it. It's like a mod list that's outside of Wabbajack, and I'm not. I was looking into it, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Apparently, it uses its own like proprietary like downloader or some shit,
Oh,
which already has me skeptical.
you mean the
Already
crypto
has,
mining program?
yeah, your crypto mining mod manager or some shit. And I'm kind of like, okay, so man's using this mod list, and his mod list is having random fucking freezes, right? So he already doesn't know. Like I assume he already he's downloaded like a 2,000 mods in this mod list or whatever, right? And he's getting these freezes. So it took several weeks of trying different things. You know, I had to disable mods, do a bunch of shit. After deactivating the recursion mod, whatever that is, I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
No freezes, and he took a closer look, and then he tried to fix it. So yeah, he downloaded it, and
Well,
he's like,
it
yeah, I
would be
just
like
yeah
easy to
just.
fix, right? He wrote it himself, so he could just read up the documentation he made on what the
No,
code
you
does.
slap that shit in the AI, and
What? No, don't
slap
say
that
it ain't
shit, slap.
so.
Do some We're gonna do some vibe coding, Ellie. We're gonna do some. Look, the AI says that this is the problem, so I'm gonna rewrite this mod or whatever using the AI to fix the fucking problem. And it's like you have like the original model for of the mod show up and be like, original model, can you clarify um like what's going on here? Like like maybe you should like fucking, you know, talk to me about it because I actually made the fucking mod that you seem to have a
Hmm.
problem with. Instead of shoving it into AI and uploading a bug fix that you don't even understand how the fuck it works. Um Yeah, like Gouda's got it on point, right? The problem is like you don't. It's like a black box, right? You have no idea how that shit fucking works because you just told the AI to do it for you, right? And it's a similar thing kind of with mod lists, like in general. Actually, I was talking to Ellie before the stream about how like I think it's better to manually install everything because then you actually have to read the fucking like mod descriptions and stuff, and you start to kind of pick up on skills, right, that help you troubleshoot things and figure out conflicts and how to do like proper resolution and stuff. Whereas if you download like one of the bigger mod lists, yeah, you can just like jump in and play, right? But then if something goes wrong, or you have to update something yourself, right? Because there's like a bug fix or something, you're not going to really know how to do that properly if there's like special instructions required for you to update a particular mod. And I view the AI vibe coding thing in a similar vein because it's kind of like, why would I want to download a mod that's a black fucking box that,
Yeah,
that
but
no
the
one,
thing about the mod list is that somebody made it.
yeah,
Somebody
somebody
thought
made
about
it, and so
it.
you have an expectation that it should just work to you,
And
right?
somebody probably has written down what works together and why it's important instead of, vibe
Yeah,
coding where
you
nobody
can
knows
go
it.
to the mod page for the mod and read it, right? Still, but then when it's fucking um yeah, when it's fucking like AI shit, it's like no one knows how the fuck that works,
Mm,
and it's becoming a bit of an issue on Nexus. There's been a lot of like they have a tag for it now, and there's word that I'm hoping that they actually enforce some kind of like um rules around having to like tag things as AI. Because yeah, there's a lot of shit popping up that's like, oh god. Um, like I don't mind the AI when it's when it's in the context of like, okay, I want to do like the voices, right? If you're gonna do AI generated voices for your like follower or some shit, right? That's fine, right? I don't have a problem with that. That's just whatever. But if you like vibe coding, I'm like, nah, nah. Let's not do that. Which Skyrim are you mod? I'm on a AE. I'm on the most up to date recent one because that was my problem last time. Gouda was I started doing a modded like setup in AE based on one update, and then the game literally updated in the middle of me fucking trying to get it to
Mm,
work. Which it didn't affect me because my game doesn't update automatically anyway. It affects me because then now I'm like, oh shit, now all these new mods are going to be for the new version, right? So I ended up scrapping that one. And then when I last tried again, it like there was so many like new mods coming out. It was like a fucking golden age again. And I was like, oh, that's shiny. Oh, that's shiny. I want that. I want that. And then before you know it, you've got 50 gazillion mods, and you got to fucking get all of them to work together. So this time around, I'm going slow, right? I'm going bit by bit. Going to span it over the course of like a few weeks. Just kind of add new things here and there. Just get the setup kind of up and running, and then yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm busy with my 3D printing. I showed
Mm,
Natsu,
mm.
my printer has like an AI camera, which is doesn't do anything. It
Mm.
just records
It's
prints.
just it's AI in the extent that the
Computer
company can say,
records or whatever.
yeah, they could say, oh yes, it is totally AI.
Well, whatever. You get a
My
time lapse out of it, and often I am, in the basement, and also no, not often. Most often, I I set the print to print when I go to sleep or before I go to work, and then you just see nothing. You just the empty room, and you see a print come out, and it's all fancy. Well, but it's really fun if you see me
mm,
at my desk doing whatever with the 3D print, and I finally have one, and I showed Naretsu, and like, he, of course, the print goes slow. He's like slowly out, rises
mm,
up out of the goop, and you see me in
mm,
the
mm.
background moving like a madman, sped super fast. Uh,
So Gouda asks you a very important question.
so my brand is like Elago, I think. It's
You're not.
the
Yeah. Oh, yes,
Yeah, it's the
yes.
16K Saturn 4, I believe.
Mm,
And also, of course, the washing station with the UV lights. Um, and I bought like 12 kilos of resin not too long ago. I bought some transparent resin. Like I have it. I have it now. I picked the package up today. And
mm.
no, I'm not recouping any cost out of it. It's just for funsies. Although I did sell that one model, and others are still have to provide models for me to
Yeah.
print.
There's
Um,
been a bit of drama around, I believe it's Bamboo Labs, I think. I was seeing some stuff about that. I haven't looked into it too closely. There's something about I can't remember what it was. It's something about like right to repair or something,
oh
and like
yeah, I
ownership of
picked
stuff.
something. Um, So you need a slicer, it's called, the program that actually you have your 3D model, you place all the supports, you place the model into a correct orientation, and
Mm.
then you have to slice it in in the as many slices as layers there are to print.
Yeah, and then the print. Yeah, that's how the printer
And then
interprets the
the
file.
sliced
Yeah.
model goes to the printer, and then the printer knows what to do on each layer. What Bamboo
Mm-hmm.
did, from what I understand, is that they said that Bamboo printers only work with a Bamboo slicer, and for the slicer you need a subscription or
Right.
whatever.
So they're making it all proprietary. You need to use our fucking shit. to
Yeah,
do your
yeah,
shit, and we control that shit. So
yeah.
fuck you. How dare you? Yeah, like Gouda's saying, apparently, there was cease and desist stuff going
But
on there.
their code is published. Their open source code is published on their thing, which makes it so you cannot actually make it proprietary anyway. Also, 3D printers are a bit of that hacker do-it-yourself culture because you actually do it yourself.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is some cultural backlash.
Well, there's
Uh,
also so yeah, Rossman's been doing some shit apparently. But yeah, there's backlash because it's just another like, do you really own the fucking thing that you buy, right?
mm.
It's yet another case of that. Um, yeah, fucking crazy
No,
shit.
no, I am happily printing away. I'm printing naked anime girls, not just for the tits and sex, but because you only need one color for the whole model, basically. No need to bother with all the trimmings and details and
Bro,
buttons.
broke, fucking creating sexy fucking broke creating sexy fucking models in your 3D printer because they're sexy. Woke creating 3D models because they're easy to paint.
Yeah. It's just, one coat of pinkish colors, and then one drop of red for the nipples and pussy, and done. That's and then you only need to do the eyes, and bam, you got the whole thing done.
Very good, very good. So anywho, guess if there's nothing else, we can start talking about parasites.
I did want to
Parasites.
before we go. I did wanted to clarify. Yes, I'm selling models to coworkers, but slowly and for like 15,
Mm,
10 to 20 euros a piece. And the whole thing is all right. So just the printer and washing thing is like 700, 800 euros. Then there is the 40 euros per kilo per liter resin. And I bought, like I said, 12 kilos. So you can imagine now throw in another 40 times 10 price on that. Then it's
mm.
remodeling the entire basement, buying all the paint, all the model paint, the brushes. Now I got like decal paper thing, so I can print grass kit eyes. Because painting those eyes is a massive pain if they're not embedded into the model. Painting just an eye by hand when it's from a specific character, impossible. So I got myself some decal paper so I can print on my regular printer. I can print the eyes, then cut them out, then place them with a bit of water, and they'll stick to the model.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
all the files and sanding paper and knives and pincers and whatever, ethanol, liters and liters of ethanol. 20 liter. I bought like 20 liters of ethanol to wash it off. So no, I'm never going to get the cost out of the whole setup. It's all hobby. It's all for my own hobby. And I'm not planning to learn how to model them myself. I am interested in knowing how to do it just for the creativity. But I'm having fun painting in the models in general. I've kind of realized that it's
Mm.
in essence an adult coloring book. You know, here goes the red in the red area, the black goes on the black, paint by
Mm.
numbers. But instead, it's a
Mm.
3D model, and I have to go under a magnifying glass to do it very neatly.
Yeah. Next step. Yeah. 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 Gouda's like, yeah, next step, you're gonna be making the waifus in Blender. It's gonna be good. So, Parasite time.
Yeah.
Parasites. Parasite's pretty good series. I like Parasite.
I like
It's pretty
Parasite, the
good.
manga.
Yeah, Parasite was pretty fun. Yeah, the manga, the anime, it was pretty fun.
I never watched the anime, though.
I don't know what Logan Paul or Jake Paul or which fucking Paul brother is this? It's one of the.
Doesn't matter.
Because that's what he used in his thumbnail. He used one of the.
I mean, I have no doubt that he's a massive parasite that has no morals and.
Well, I don't. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah. But it's pot calling the kettle is kind of the funny thing when it comes to Mother's Basement. Like, I think it's going to be interesting to see what his actual argument's going to be here, because I know for a fact that, Mother's Basement's he's not a fan of the gatekeeping, Ellie, right? He's not a gatekeeper. He doesn't, anime is supposed to be for everyone, right? Like, it's not. How are you going to stop the parasites if you're anti-gatekeeping?
Nah, I do have to lay this out beforehand, maybe. That Mother's Basement is not really a parasite of anime. He's just ignorant and lazy. Pretentious, ignorant, and lazy.
He's parasitic in the sense, like, when I'm using, like, I guess for definitional purposes, right? When I'm saying parasite, I'm using it in the context of he's in it for the money, right? And the reason I say that is because he's fucking said that, and he made that his entire brand for years, right? He used to call himself the Shill Pope. He used to be the fucking Crunchyroll Shill Pope, right? He was getting all the sponsorships, all of the ad reads, all of the shit, right? He's a parasite in the sense that he doesn't really offer anything constructive or interesting or novel, right, in his videos, but he's parasitically leeching money off people, right?
Well, he's leeching off the people that pay him, right? It's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but he makes money off other things too, like
the Patreon and whatnot.
Like it all kind of adds together for me calling him a parasite, right?
Well,
which is why it's
I mean, there is a difference between your common YouTuber shill that says that the video is good because he will get extra money if he does, and as opposed to, oh, I'm making a children's meal that is moldy. All right, that business is over. Now I'm going to sell protein drinks to kids because they should. They say if you're a real man, only if you drink my protein.
Obviously there are degrees to this, right? Obviously, but anyway, let's get crack.
Hey,
nice crack on. Alrighty, let's get into it. The following program contains views and expressions that are a matter of opinion alongside presented facts. We are confident you can tell. I wonder why he has to fucking do.
Because he'll tell a joke in the middle somewhere.
You'll say something that's like supposed to be a joke, and it's like, is it Schrodinger's douchebag? Like, let's see what we.
On April 21st, 2026, professional dead body filmer Logan Paul and Monsuno co-creator Jeremy Padawer made waves on anime Twitter when they announced that they had just co-purchased the, quote, greatest mangas in the world, the second highest grade One Piece #1, and the highest grade in existence of Dragon Ball #1 for...
Sorry, I want to see...
I didn't know grades existed.
It's more of a thing for like trading cards and stuff, right?
Yeah, maybe so you know something. Apparently, he was walking around with like the most rare Pikachu ever or something. But then there was rumors or something about it being fake. And he was just pumping the price of the card that he had, and then he sold...
I wouldn't be surprised.
And then he sold the card that he had for in fractions, so fans could own like a 128th of the card that he had. So
that is some fucking that is some fucking scam shit.
So
I mean, he's done
he could
scam shit
technically
before. I
claim that
remember,
so he could technically claim that his Pikachu was like worth 10 million because he sold each 100th for $1,000. So therefore, it's 100,000.
Yeah. So let's see what we've got here. Proud owner of the greatest mangas in the world, IMO. One Piece Chapter 1 9.0, second highest grade in existence, Pop 3. First canon appearance of Monkey D. Luffy. One Piece is the #1 selling manga in the world. Yep, so and so and so and so.
Well,
Dragon Ball Chapter 1.
How is it the first canon appearance when it's the first chapter? There's no first canon experience in the first
Well,
chapter.
I think it's because looking at what he's got in his hand, I think it's like the Shonen Jump magazine. So it's like the whole magazine. That's the book, I think. Like it's not One Piece #1. Like it's Shonen Jump episode. It's 34 or whatever. Like I'm looking at the what's there. Dragon Ball
like
Chapter
week
1.
number.
Chapter 1 or 9.2, highest grade in existence, Pop 1. Purchased for a record $500,000. First appearance of Goku and Bulma. The manga journey has begun. Which, again, feels like some scam shit.
Yeah, it feels like so. Oh yeah, my manga journey, my film journey starts by buying the whole movie theater. That's how I start.
I brought the actual film reel of Avatar or some shit.
I bought the actors. I'm going to have them play the film
live.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna I feel like the whole grading and fucking like market shit has definitely it's fucking ruined a lot of shit. Like trading cards are fucked right now because you've got these fucking sweetie bitches that just buy all the Pokemon cards so they can get like the fuck I need my investment.
No, I had a coworker that was actually doing it and actually had like super rare ones and was, oh no, I had this sent out with a special, high priority, high value delivery, so it could be graded to be a super rare, whatever. And it's a bit mean of me. It was a bit mean of me, but I went, oh, I don't like that card. I'll give you 50 cents. Because I don't care for whatever Pokemon it is, for the card, whatever card it is. That card that you say is so worth so much because it's so pristine and so rare, I don't like that card. I'll give you 10 cents. And I did indulge when I was in Japan in buying a card individually. But that was a card of Scizor because I like Scizor.
Yeah.
Not because it was like
you don't understand. This is my retirement. This is my investment for the future. It's like fucking stock trading or something.
It absolutely is stock trading. No,
the best one that I saw, I don't know if he's still doing it, but that guy who's like trying to collect every single version of Kabuto that like all of the Gen 1 Kabuto cards. He's trying to get every single one in existence.
Never heard of this, but I all believe it.
It was on Twitter like ages ago. There was like a meme because he started collecting like he had like 250 something Kabutos, and he's trying to collect every single one on the planet. And he was doing it not for like
also every version, every language.
He wasn't doing it for like money or anything. He was just doing it because like he liked Kabuto, and so he wanted every single Kabuto. And him doing that, like the fucking stock trader people were getting mad at him because he was raising the price of Kabuto by like fucking collecting all of the Kabutos. It's so fucking
But he
funny.
only needs one of every kind. Why would it...
No. He's not getting one of every kind. He's getting one of that, like, the very first, like, print of the Pokemon trading card game had a Kabuto in it. And he's collecting that same card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that one card, but he's collecting every single copy of that card
Oh, huh?
in existence. So he's only after that one card.
Oh.
So, because like the cards are all like numbered, right? Like which like what print they are and like how
Mhm.
many of them exist, right, or something. So he's like trying to collect every single one. I don't know if he's still around or not, but he was on Twitter for a while. It was fucking funny. And yeah, and again, who the fuck grades manga? That's another that's another.
No, this smells like a like he set up a because he had such great success with the manga with the Pikachu grade thing. He just
He
made
had,
the company that grades the thing, and then he grades his own things. And
I
that's
wonder if Boseman's gonna get into that. Let's find out.
One Piece #1 and the highest grade in existence of Dragon Ball #1 for a record $550,000. First appearance of Goku and Bulma, which isn't even true. Toriyama teased Goku at the end of Dr. Slump. Also, even if it was, it wouldn't be special because most chapter 1s are the first appearance of the main character of the manga. That's just how manga works. And it's not fucking Dragon Ball #1. It's Shonen Jump 1984 #50. I'm falling into his trap again already. So immediately, anime Twitter jumped Paul's ass, pointing out all those errors in his tweet, and then some. I myself chose to focus on mangas.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
If you zoom in on the grading slabs, there's some really funny nonsense on there too, like they just listed 2 random mangaka's names out of the 14 or so.
Oh man, this is fucking funny.
Toriyama.
I like how yeah, like that's not even the part that I'm gonna focus on. It's like you said, it's like the first appearance of Son Goku and Bulma. First canon appearance of certain thing, right? And it's Luffy and Shanks One Piece on the One Piece one, right? Fucking God.
I'm pretty sure that the number is the week number, by the way. Number
I think
of the week.
so, yeah.
So had a chapter in each of those issues. It's just so obvious that Beckett copy-pasted their template for grading American comics with zero regard for how it might make sense in the context of manga.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and yeah, there's like, I don't know anything about like grading of comics or any of that shit. I just, again, like I think that the whole like culture around like the great, like I understand collecting stuff and I understand stuff has value and I understand, capitalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get it, right? It's fine. But I do think that that's fine in the context of this is like a really old thing and we want to preserve it, right? So that's good that it gets preserved. However, when it comes to like the trading card situation, it's like I said, it's caused like this whole thing where you now have these fucking sweaty neckbeards buying like all of the fucking cards in a store. Like 90% of those cards are like, well, hell, 99% of those cards are cards they're just gonna fucking toss in the dumpster anyway, right?
Yeah.
And I feel for the kids, man. I feel for the fucking kids that are like having to deal with this bullshit. Like they can't, like I've seen a lot of artwork on Twitter of people like doing comics about this where it's like dad goes to like the store with their like kid and
then he's buying for himself or whatever.
Yeah, they just want to buy like a box of Pokemon cards just to like have some fun or whatever. And
I saw some come by today, like at the Pokemon stores wherever in America it is, in the US it is. You can only buy like per customer. So
yeah, they've been trying, like, stores to their credit have been trying to implement, like, rules and ways to stop
So
the scalping shit.
but the scalpers are now just waiting in by the door and say, "Hey, kids, can I buy you? Can I buy that from you? Hey, kid, buy this for me."
Yeah, they're just, it's fucking gross, man. I
Yeah.
think, like, look, I'm not gonna say that violence is an option, but
Mm.
maybe we should start treating these people like we do child
No, but
abusers. That's all I'm saying.
the
That's
thing
all
that
I'm
was
saying.
the thing that I didn't I have to it passed by on the feeds. I didn't wasn't looking so closely, but apparently it's the culture to just ignore them like they don't exist. They are the undesirables of society.
Yeah, they
Don't look
really are.
them.
They are just like disgusting freaks.
No, and
Because
but I
like,
was going to briefly mention like some maybe some higher brow stuff. Like I preserving like the first volume of whatever, the first copy of something is interesting. It makes history tangible. Like, hey, this is the real thing. It really existed. People really use this. All that stuff, right? And like anything, old tools in the museum, old newspapers. Like, oh, people actually read this, and this was news.
mm,
So there's value in that. But also, for most history things, most cultural artifact things, which manga is, also of course, in 100 years, you kind of want to learn something from it. And if there's little to learn from it, if it doesn't really add to the collective, knowledge base, I am of the controversial opinion that art can disappear. It's okay for something to be forgotten. The burning of the Library of Alexandria is okay. It's a tragedy, but it wasn't the end of human knowledge. We still moved on. We still rebuild. We still remember old stuff.
I think it really depends, because like different people value different things, right?
Mm.
And want to preserve different things. So while I can kind of get where you're coming from, at the same time, if someone wants to preserve some random ass fuck thing that I don't give a shit about, that's like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's like whatever.
One funny thing was that when COVID first started, like 2020, COVID started, and one of the first thing I saw was that the cultural anthropologists went, "All right, people, time to save these contemporary artifacts for the future, because this is going to be a big event, and we want those artifacts to remain. Those positive tests, keep a couple of those. Those masks, save a couple of those. These will be in a museum.
We probably don't. Yeah, yeah.
Some of those
Probably don't
masks
need
and
that
positive tests and curfew papers or whatever, save a couple of those, because we'll need them in like 5 years in a museum.
Your COVID ID or whatever. Yeah, we need to preserve the vaccine ID thing so that we can see the through line between that and digital ID, and how it was the beta test for the current bullshit that we're dealing with right now. All right. Well, anyway, let's because this is a long video, so we
and we're having
fun. We don't want to linger. We don't want to go on too many tangents today. This is going to take a bit.
Kind of like how it's stupid obvious that Paul could not give a single solitary PSA 7 too much corn shit about the series that he's flexing with.
I'm literally I'm getting goosebumps thinking about what anime means to me.
Luffy D Monkey, shout out Luffy.
Monkey D Luffy.
What?
Monkey D Luffy.
Look, I'm not gonna say that Mr. Paul is like an actual anime fan or not, right? But I am gonna say that he's just fucking dumb. I can imagine like him mixing up Monkey D. Luffy, D Monkey Luffy, or whatever, just because the steroids have fried his synapses, right?
Yeah,
And
all right. I can believe, and I kind of think it's even reasonable that he watched like the live action because it was funny or whatever.
well, I don't even think like that. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he just knows about One Piece or Dragon Ball through osmosis, right? Like I don't like think that it's that out there. Like it's the most fucking popular goddamn anime shit out
Yeah,
there, right?
but no,
There's no way.
it's
There's
more
no
like the
way
live
he
action was
doesn't
a.
at least know about it, right?
Yeah, but if I'm constructing like a story of myself, the live action was a thing. He was like the live action. It was cool. Then he was watching the then he read like a chapter or watched like a lore video, and I was like, oh, so cool! It's very cool. How am I going to make? How can I flex on that I know that One Piece exists? Oh, I guess I'll just buy the first thing and have it created by this weird entity or something. And oh, I'm such a fan. And am I going to hate on a person for being a new fan that doesn't know all the ins and outs and details and, how to behave in a sense? No, I'm not going to fault him for that. I'm going to fault him for being him.
Yeah, I'm gonna fault him for being a fucking dingus.
Yeah. So I'm not going to like him because he likes One Piece. I don't even.
Well,
I don't like.
it's like it's the most popular fucking like anime manga
Mhm.
franchise like that exist.
Oh no,
I don't.
Naretsu the guy was playing League of Legends. That's
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I don't. Well, like I said, I don't think that it's crazy to assume. And again, don't like assume that I'm defending him, right? Because I'm not. I just don't think it's that crazy that. Oh, like I think he's aware at least of the existence of these things, right? Maybe not necessarily he's that in deep into it, but he's aware of it, right? It's not crazy to think that. But anyhow, let's continue.
Even the fucking cameraman can tell. But the thing about tricks is, when the magician's up is that obvious, it's usually because he wants you looking at that instead of what's in his other hand. As fun as it feels to mock him for his obvious LARPing, or watch one of his fellow WWE superstars subject him to one of the most brutal ratios in Twitter history, you need to understand, Logan Paul doesn't care if you think he's a real One Piece fan. Just like he doesn't care about the sanctity of human life, or literally any of the thousands of his own fans who he's robbed blind with his multiple well-documented crypto scams and rug pulls. The only thing...
Yeah, he's a fucking shithead. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's pretty... I don't think anyone would disagree with that, right? I don't think anyone would disagree with the fact that he's a shithead. Like,
Yeah,
I certainly don't.
I'm right now. I am kind of wondering what his impact really will be, right?
Probably not a lot.
No,
Because I remember, because this is, I don't remember when this video exactly came out, but like I remember
like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing some word on the Twitter about the whole manga buying thing, but I don't, like, most people didn't really give a shit. Like, at least on my feeds. People were just kind of like, eh, he's up to his shit again. All right, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I don't know if Logan Paul liking One Piece. I mean, it would be just like Logan Paul doesn't do anything for Pokemon, right? He doesn't. He cannot harm
Yeah.
Pokemon. Pokemon is too big, too massive, too strong, too powerful. Logan Paul can mess up the trading card game for the children, though. That is the annoying part.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the whole scene about trading like first edition or whatever editions of Jump magazines is a lot smaller and harder to do than Pokemon cards.
I
So
wouldn't even argue. I wouldn't even argue that him personally is ruining the Pokemons for the children. He's just jumping on the trend, right? Like he's like it's already like there's already the fucking assholes that are doing the scalpy bullshit. He's just yet another scalper in the sea of scalping bullshitters, right? And so I can't really argue that he's had a major impact on that, because it's that's just what that's just how the environment is right now, and he's capitalizing on that environment that's been constructed for him, right? So if you want to go after that kind of thing, you have to go after the actual environment that's allowed that to happen in the first place.
yes,
anyway.
I question the impact and the harm that Logan Paul can do.
I kind of agree too. I don't. Again, most people don't. I don't really care about him, and I haven't seen a lot of people make fun of it, right? People make fun of it, right? But I don't think what's the actual harm in this case, right? There is tangible harm when he does the crypto scam shit, and I hope he does get fucked eventually.
And feeding the kids protein when they need sugar instead. They need to grow, they need sugar to grow, not protein to whatever.
Gotta give those kids fucking the crack cocaine or whatever.
Yeah. so they
that's the real shit. Get caffeine in those drinks. I think I've mentioned before that those drinks got banned down here for a while.
I mean, I would agree. They're not healthy.
Well, it's because New Zealand has laws around caffeine. Drinks can only have a certain amount. I think what am I? Because I'm drinking this Monster, right? The Monster has 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving, which is one can, right? And that's recommended as you only have one can per day, right? If you treat it like you should, which is like a supplement, right? Like an actual medical fucking thing, and not just a drink, right? 1 can per day, 150 milligrams of caffeine. The Logan Paul drinks had fucking 3 times that,
yeah,
or some shit, right? They had fucking 3 times that level of caffeine, and so because we have laws down here that kind of dictate, you can only have a certain amount of caffeine per serve. They ended up getting banned from import. Or maybe not banned from import, but they got banned from sale
at
in
least
most places. The only places that were selling them were shady ass fucking dairies and corner stores
import
that could still find some way to get them imported. But even then, it was technically illegal to be selling them. Even more so to be selling them to kids, because energy drinks are also regulated for 16 plus. So. You're not even meant to be selling them to minors to begin with.
Remember back in the day, there was a whole aisle dedicated to energy drinks because they were super popular, and then I suppose they
we have that too.
And I suppose they got restricted at some point, and then they went back to the 1 meter, 2 meter maximum of
we've got there's a little there's a section in the drinks aisle that has energy drinks and stuff in it, but again, because it's regulated in such a way that they all have to have at least the same-ish amount of caffeine in them anyway,
maximum.
right? It's more about flavors instead of this is the big fucking super caffeine whatever. But it was really funny when I was reading the news stories about it, because it was Logan Jake, it was Prime. It was one of the Prime drinks or something, and it was this is getting banned from New Zealand because it's not fucking good. I think they adjusted because what a lot of these companies do is they will create just set up a Australia but usually Australia, they'll set like up an Australian like sub branch of the company with like a different manufacturing process that creates like a version that has the specific amount of caffeine for that particular region instead of having to like find other ways around like the problem. But anyway, sidetrack done. Let's get back to it.
About is making money, and that
he only cares about making money, Ellie. Gee, I wonder who else only cares about making. I wonder what the shill Pope himself has to say about making money, Ellie. I should have gone back and like found clips of him like doing that, because I remember, God, it was like fucking years ago now. He did like a cast with like Gigic and Digibro or some shit where they like directly called him out on this shit. It was fucking ages ago. I don't even know if that's still uploaded or exists, but there was like this fucking massive, like they had this cast where they all kind of went at each other. And like one of the things they went after Mother's Basement for specifically was the fact that he's constantly fucking shilling shit, constantly peddling nonsense, right? And I can't wait to see what fucking advertisement he's going to fucking shill in this fucking video.
Yeah,
which
but
would
you know,
probably
I'm
undermine
more...
his whole fucking point.
It's one thing to chill out and get paid by companies. It's one thing to make your fans pay for a scam Pokemon cards.
Yeah, there's again, it's kind of like what I said before. There's obviously degrees here, but I don't like. It is still very like, if he was making it specifically about the fact that he's a scammer, right, and specifically about the fact that he's a piece of shit, right, then I wouldn't necessarily be calling him a hypocrite and have a problem. But he's making it more about the fact that he's obsessed with money and wanting to like make money, right? Which again, that's where the hypocrisy in my mind comes in. Because no, but Mother's Basement, you also give a fuck about making money. You might not be scamming people, right, doing underhanded shit, but you 100% give a fuck about making money. Don't fucking lie, right? Is kind of where I have a problem. But let's see. Hey, maybe he addresses this. Let's find out.
Is what makes him more of a threat to our hobby and community than any tourist who's ever subjected you to their bad opinions about anime boobs or whatever. The dude can't even come back to Japan as a tourist, and frankly, he'd be happy to see you call him one, because any publicity is good publicity when you're running an ad campaign, and because it stops you from recognizing that he's something much worse. An overseas landlord. Someone without even a passing
Wait, what the fuck is an overseas landlord? What?
You know, Natsu,
what does he mean
what does
he mean by that?
I was thinking about becoming an overseas landlord at one point.
Then you can explain. You can explain to me what is it and why it's so bad. You can explain. Because what does he mean? Because I don't know what Mother's Basement means by this. Like, what do you mean, like overseas? Like, why is that? Like, the man. Like, look. We've already established he's a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
He did shit like the Suicide Forest thing, right? He's overall, in general, just a like piece of shit dude, bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, oh, he's an overseas landlord. Like, what?
So the thing of I can understand what he means, and that is it's just he has no
translate this commie gobbledygook for me.
So he has no interest really in the value of what there of the thing there is, right? He just wants a monthly. He wants just money out of it,
right? Okay,
but he's not even living. You can be a landlord in the same building, in the same room, in the same house, right? You have a roommate
Yeah.
that pays you because you own the house and you got a roommate. He pays you.
Yeah,
Then
you are technically a landlord. Yes,
you're a
yes,
landlord in the
yes.
same house. You can be a landlord and be in the same city, in the same country. Then you have like you pay your you pay the taxes to the same person, etc.,
Yeah, you
etc.
pay your taxes, you get your shit. Yeah, normal stuff.
Overseas landlord is when you don't even have an interest in what's happening over there. You just want the money out of it. You're just
Yeah,
extracting
you hire like a fucking what is it called? What do they call them? There's like companies that people like
Yeah, I
shitty
know.
landlords. I don't know what the Pacific term for it is, but there's like you can hire a company to it's like property management or something.
Yeah, overseas
Like
property.
you hire
A local property management that will just send money to your own bank account. But in this
yeah,
case,
and they deal, and that management company deals with complaints and maintenance and
but in
all
this
of that
example,
kind
I
of
don't think
bullshit.
there's really a management company. It's just I bought a thing, and now I'm going to get money out of it from there. And
Right. Well, thank you for translating the commie gobbledygook.
mhm.
Because I was like, what does that have to do with anything? But now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Vacationers in the culture he's invading, whose sole goal is to make a quick buck by making life less pleasant and more expensive for all the locals. And we know that because this ain't his first investment round. On July 22nd, 2021, Logan Paul made waves across the internet when he announced his acquisition of the, quote, greatest collectible in the world, a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card for a record $5.275 million, a staggering jump from the previous documented price of $300,000 to $400,000 for every PSA 9 one that had been previously sold, except the one PSA 9 that he bought a month before for over $1 million. This was the
So he just pays more for it, and then he says he has the most expensive one.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I'm just thinking.
Hey, Naretsu, do you want to buy one of my figurines for 10 million
$10 million?
euros?
Yeah, I have a 10 million
I have sold the
fucking...
most expensive. You then, Naretsu, then you can
yeah.
claim that you have the most expensive figurine ever made.
But I just like, fuck, man, like all of the even like Logan Paul aside, right? 350,000 for a piece of cardboard with Pikachu on it. It's like,
Yeah, but it is. If you
Jesus
spend that
Christ.
much money, it smells like a scam. You just. Oh, Naretsu, you pay me $10 million for my figurine, and then I give you 9 million back. Right? That's how it goes. You say then you can claim the figurine is 10 million, but I have given the 99.9 million back to you afterwards, so you can sell to somebody else afterwards, and then you can give me like a cut of the inflated price or whatever.
Yeah. I believe there is a term for this. I'm not price fixing, I guess, or something.
Some kind of fraud.
There's probably some fucking term for it. We'll see if Mother's Basement says what it is.
Culmination spent streaming expensive, high-profile Pokemon pack and box openings on the Impulsive podcast channel, the event that cemented PSA as the go-to grading house for Pokemon cards, and a watershed moment for the entire Pokemon TCG community in kind of the same way that a tsunami or a dam breaking is a watershed. Prices for rare cards and sealed product, old and new, which had already been creeping up due to pandemic pressures, exploded exponentially in a matter of months, with chase cards of all types rapidly escaping the reach of all but the most affluent fans and the most shameless.
This is what I heard. I did hear that like Logan Paul was the cause for like the huge spike in the prices.
Yeah, which is fucking. Again, it's fucking stupid. I just fucking hate this shit, dude.
But
but the thing is it's like, while I can like agree that I feel like Logan probably did have an effect on it, it's already been a problem, and it's been a problem for a while, right? It's just worse It's just made worse. Because fuck.
Clowns.
No! You just take it from my cart?
That's actually a funny one. Like, I've seen people, like the scammers will, like, have their shopping cart filled with the shit, and people just fucking take them.
Oh yeah, then it's righteous, but scalpers.
Oh yeah, if it's the scammer stealing it from like a kid's fucking that's
Nah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what the situation is here, right? I don't know which one's in the right, but I'm just going to assume, right? Like,
Get the hell out of here! Run!
You've seen these creatures, no doubt, in TikTok's shorts
so
and cringe compilations.
These things only allow you to have like one per customer, and so these guys in these hoodies are just standing next to the machine, and if you want to buy something, they go, "Hey kid, I see you paid $20 for that pack. I'm giving you 50.
I'll give you 40. I'll give you 40. Double your money."
Yeah.
I would say again. Maybe we should start treating these people like child predators. That's all I'm saying. Look. I'm just saying. Like, you know, I'm just saying. Maybe if you act creepy around a kid like that, you know, I'm just saying, you know, maybe.
Unfortunately, they'll say this to anybody. That's
but I'm just saying. Look, Ellie, I'm just saying.
These.
I'm just proposing a possible solution to the problem. Okay, I'm just saying.
The shelf as the Walmart associate can set them down before gleefully shoving their overflowing carts past the despondent faces of poor.
The scalper's having a fucking scalp off.
No. That was an employee of the place that said,
employee,
get the fuck out. And he was like, no, I want to stand in front of the machine.
I need my Pokemon cards.
I want to wait until the refill happens so I can buy it all again. No, get the fuck out. No, I'm a customer. I'm here.
Pokemon children who arrived 5 seconds too late.
Look at this shit!
Oh, sorry, you have to go back. The video is it's a bit ahead behind. Go back like once. Yeah.
Faces of poor Pokemon-less children who arrived.
Oh yeah, now I see.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. He's just putting the whole fucking thing. Again, look. All I'm saying is if you do this shit, you get put on a registry, okay? That's all. Look. I'm not being extreme right now.
These people have too much money.
Reasonable solution. This is a perfectly reasonable solution.
I see more than I see these people having too much money. They can't handle it. Maybe somebody else should have it.
Yeah, maybe someone. Yeah, look. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Seconds too late for the feeding frenzy. They've been the laughing stock of the internet and a bane on the existence of every honest Pikachu enjoyer for the last half decade. And that is what Logan...
Gnarly is what that guy did. He was trying to cut in line to buy the packs, and when he wasn't served, he just threw the packs,
just
the booster
fucking
packs,
and walked out. Dude. Again, I feel like, look, there's an easy solution to the problem. You just treat these people like the criminals that they are. It's so fucking...
We'll have them walk to the register.
Sometimes you need to discourage bad behavior, right? You need some negative reinforcement, right?
Have them go to the line, have them pay the money, and then just keep the product to say, no, you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You don't deserve these cards, you don't deserve the money.
Yeah, get fucked, yeah.
And Paul is bring to your local manga aisles and anime conventions. I mean, more of them than you already see at anime conventions and now at the booths that you actually want to visit. This much, many of you already know. But what you might not know is that what Logan Paul did to Pokemon and what he's doing to manga now was no accident. It was a calculated, coordinated plan involving multiple high-income investors to manipulate manipulate the Pokemon collectibles market for personal gain. And the exact same guy who coordinated it with him then is behind this move into manga now. Before we get to him, though,
I believe that. It's so easy to manipulate a price like that.
I think we skipped past the sponsor because my plugin worked.
Maybe I don't know if I did, but
I'll play it.
Love you. Okay, now back to the guy.
Oh, it is.
The man.
All right, it's fine.
Based. Awesome. We don't have to sit through it. But
no, I believe this is all like a setup scam that they coordinated and Unretsu, give me 10,000, give me 10 million, so the price is now 10 million. Then give me the money back.
My thing here, right, is I'm wondering why this video is 40 minutes because I feel like 20 minutes you could probably get through this. I don't know.
I mean, it is the Mother's Basement. Repeat everything.
It is Mother's
Basement.
He's probably gonna get like halfway through the fucking thing, and then he's gonna like say the same thing again.
Taught Logan everything he knows about transactional collecting and convinced him to start streaming box openings in 2020. And the man with the connections that let him buy the PSA 10 Illustrator from that anonymous collector in Dubai is the very same man who just went in with him on those slabbed up shonen jumps. Monsuno co-creator Jeremy Padawer.
This is the first ever Weekly Shonen Jump from 1968. Weekly Shonen Jump allows the publisher to do is introduce a bunch of new brands, a bunch of new pieces of content. Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball all started
So you
here.
mean like
this is like the
comic magazine, like any of them?
Yeah, well, look, this guy. He's got to. He's trying to explain this to people that are like 90 years old, who
And
have
also want to
billions of dollars, right?
buy his inflated whatever plastic boxes.
He's got to explain it like that. Little goblin man here.
grandparent of them all, potential $1 million publication.
Oh,
potential $1 million publication.
Oh, Naruto, this is a potential 10 million live stream viewer count.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Jeremy then just creating a late-to-the-party Pokemon knockoff no one remembers for Nickelodeon, though. As the CBO of Jazzwares and former CEO of Wicked Cool Toys, he's actually managed the global license for real Pokemon toys for nearly a decade at this point. And before that, he was handling Jakks Pacific's line of Pokemon toys, among many other brands. But before he did any of that, way back in the year 2000, Jeremy made out like a bandit in the dot-com boom, as the culmination of a website-building law school side hustle built on the...
Alright, I'm kid of producing, because this is just, okay, yeah, great. This guy's a businessman, he does business. Great, that's great. That's real great, Mother's Basement. That's real nice.
Innovation of spell word of domains with 2 A's so they'd come up first in search engines. But what did those websites actually do, you ask? Why, they were secondary marketplaces for hot collectibles of the time, like AbsoluteFurbies.com and AbsoluteBeanieBabies.com. It's often said, because it's true, that the only people making real money in a gold rush are the folks selling shovels. And Jeremy Padawer has been in the shovel business for 30 years, during which he's...
So, the thing here, right, is I feel like you could do a video talking about Logan Paul being a dumb fuck, and I don't know, I guess it's connected to this guy, right? I don't know if we need like an entire history lesson about the .com bubble, right? That's kind of like executive produced 2x, you know.
Kind of fits in that he's saying that the secondary marketplace does tie in with the whole Pokemon collecting secondary marketplace thing, right? After the package is sold, reselling the individual cards or the old magazines, first edition, 10th edition, whatever.
Yeah. All right, let's kick down.
befriended quite a few of his fellow merchants and gold mine owners who all like to take turns selling their biggest nuggets back and forth to each other for increasingly large prices. But while that can be a decent, even fun way to store money, it's far from the best way to make it with your collectibles. For guys like this, the real grail isn't any of the rare or one-of-a-kind collectibles that they hoard and trade around to store their wealth. It's a very specific scenario. A chance for them and all their buddies to get in on the ground floor of a mass market gold rush for more common collectibles like Beanie Babies or comic books, where they can buy up stock before the plebs even come down with gold fever and make out like bandits. All because they predicted, or better yet, created the craze. And that is exactly what Jeremy Padawer had been trying to do with Pokemon for years before he met Logan Paul.
What's going to make this set into $1 million set 10 years from now is not the fact that the Charizard card, which I'll show you, is 50 grand. It's the fact that the Pikachu is $400.
That was Jeremy talking to sports card collector Buster Share way back in 2019, trying to convince him that Red Cheeks Pikachu was the Pokemon equivalent of an OG Michael Jordan card. And he actually does make some pretty salient points in the interview, as you would expect from the manager of the global Pokemon toy license since 2018, and a guy who had been working with the Pokemon market before that. He had some very unique and powerful insights into the buying habits of fans that let him see a market primed to explode. But to actually press the detonator, he needed help. He needed Logan Paul.
For about 6 years, Logan and I have been friends. We became friends around COVID, a little earlier actually. And dude, he reached out to me and he was like, Jeremy, I want to learn more about collecting.
And to understand why, you first have to understand the incredible economic magic trick known as speculation. If you understand
speculation. Known as speculation.
Making things up.
Source, I made it the fuck up. Value, I made it the fuck up.
the basic principle of supply and demand, then you know there are two ways to raise the price of a thing. Either suppress the available supply, which is generally pretty difficult and expensive, or use cheap and easy advertising to convince more people they want the thing. Of course, that generally depends on what the thing can actually do for them, but one thing that basically anything can do under the right conditions is be sold for more money than you paid for it. Those conditions naturally require demand for the thing to increase after you've bought it, which seems like kind of an advertising catch-22. But here's where that gets interesting. The mere idea that there could be more demand for a thing later can create demand for it now. If you can convince, say, a rich and famous YouTuber to tell all of his followers, I'm buying this thing for lots of money because I think it'll make me even more money later, if even a fraction of those followers believe him, it magically makes the thing worth more money now. And the fact that it's already worth so much more now naturally indicates that it's going to be worth even more later, which in turn means, of course, that it's worth even more now. And a thing worth that much now has got to be worth tubs of money later. And hey, would you look at that? It's worth buckets now. This amazing trick.
So, I feel like a problem with his, like, pseudo-explanation, speculation, is that while what he's saying is 100% factually true, right? I could theoretically make the same argument about him shilling for, like, I don't know, better help or or I don't know what he shilled in this particular video, but, like, I don't know, some VPN or whatever.
No, I don't.
Because
I
that's
don't
that
really...
let me finish. Because that's essentially just how that kind of marketing works. It's, we're going to pay you, Mr. VTuber YouTuber man, right, or whatever, right? You are going to say, hey, this is product. I use product all the time. I buy product. You
but
buy
those are
product
services.
Too. Well, no, because we're talking about value of a product, right? Even if it's a service, that doesn't matter. That's still trying to create value out of nothing, right? Because you're essentially saying, hey, I'm a big name guy and I use this thing. You can trust me because I'm your favorite YouTuber or whatever, right? And so what I'm saying is, you do kind of I think he needs to do a better job separating basic bitch capitalism principles from why actual speculation is bad and people don't like it,
because
right?
The thing is that Nertsu, if 10,000 people suddenly starting to use BetterHelp or whatever, right, the VPN, then presumably the price could go down because you can just repeat the service, and then skill kicks in, right?
But that's also again completely theoretical, because they could also
but in the
just raise
sense
the
of
price over time.
In the sense
because
of a
they could just raise the
product.
price over time. I mean, just look at YouTube and
that's why I said, like,
right?
technically, because if you have, like, the economies of scales kick in, here's my Victoria 3 coming through. because you can't just repeat
of him. Well, hang on, because my criticism of him, right, is that I get it. He's a commie bitch, and he thinks all of it is bad, right? Like, all of it, right? All capitalism bad. I get it, right? But when we're talking about actual, speculation and whatnot, if I'm able to use his own argument, because of the way that he explained it right now, could very easily be applied to whatever. Like, if it's literally just, oh, we're going to get big name guy talk about Thing and how much they're buying Thing for Thing, right? Or they're using Thing. That literally just describes the shit that he does in every single fucking video, right? And so if he you need to create a differentiation here between these two things, and he hasn't really succeeded in doing that, right? Because we can all agree that I see a lot of like speculation in the housing market is one of the big things down here with NZ related stuff. Houses have fucking gone up exponentially because you just have all these rich fuckers trading them like they are Pokemon cards, right, between each other, and not actually like renting them out or having families buy and own them and use them to actually live in. They're just
I really,
things.
for the person who cares, selling a service, a VPN service, allows you to, and selling a lot of them allows the service to, to negotiate a better contract because they need more, and they can, each individual user can be cheaper, blah blah blah, and therefore you could technically lower the prices, or at least up the bandwidth or something, right? You could provide a better service because you have more of them, and you can each individual user cost less. But if you sell cards in which there are a limited amount of, then the price can only go up as the month goes up.
And you see, that's the kind of argument that he should be making here, right? Is kind of the problem I have. But anyhow, let's continue.
Yeah,
works out great.
Sorry, before I talk over him real fast, or him talking real fast.
Yeah.
This is not super important, right? The history of that one guy that has been trying to manufacture this, who has manufactured the Pokemon card craze that is still simmering to this day, and is doing the same thing now to manga. Sure, that is interesting, but it could be a lot shorter, and we didn't need like the whole financial history behind it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at here, because if his like point of this video is that he's trying to do like a PSA or something, right? Like, hey, Logan Paul's a fuckwit. He's working with fuckwits. Maybe don't fall for the fuckwitty bullshit.
Because I thought it would be here that the guy using like after claiming websites with double A's, so they will show up alphabetically first or whatever, is interesting and does show a little bit of his character, I suppose. But
it would be interesting in the context of a video that was
about
like
him.
Documentary. Yeah, like a documentary specifically about because Mother's Basement frames this as parasites are eating your hobbies alive, right? Which, yeah, but we need to be kind of taught, like, if you're trying to make this into like a PSA to kind of warn people about this kind of thing, shorter is better. Right? If you wanted to make like a documentary style thing where he kind of goes over like the history and whatnot, right? That could have been interesting, but he doesn't frame the video in that way, right? He's trying to frame the video as like two different things at once.
I thought he would go into that specific and how it's similar to what he's doing right now, etc. And yeah, that still wouldn't make it, more relevant to Logan Paul specifically. This is really about the guy himself. But if you mention it and don't go into it, then don't bother mentioning it at all. Then
Yeah.
Then
Alright.
if you were to make it from, hey, Logan Paul, but actually this guy is behind the scenes, is the real driver for it. So let's go into his history and all. But if you then go skipping over parts that are kind of interesting and show blah blah blah, then it's not really about either of them. Right. So that's what I quickly want to mention.
Alright, let's continue.
Yep.
Own the thing for its intended purpose, like having manga to read or games to play or the house to live in. But who cares about them? You won't even be able to see those losers from where we're going on the fucking moon, baby! Unless, of course, literally anything happens to make the thing worth less money now, which, per the mechanics I just described, is not good. Like, say, for instance, the makers of Beanie Babies or comic books notice a bunch of people buying up special editions and first issues at ridiculous prices, so they start making more of those things to collect some of that bag and end up flooding the market with them. To avoid that sort of thing and make it all the way to the moon, you need a way to manipulate not just the demand side of the market, but the supply. A way to manufacture scarcity. Or, better yet, the perception of scarcity, since, again, buying up enough stock to actually limit supplies is very expensive, whereas advertising and packaging are dirt cheap. If you can use those tools to denote a segment of the supply as being special in some way, and convince enough suckers that that specialness makes it more valuable, then you can sell them something as worthless as a JPEG of a monkey for millions of dollars. But how to do that when the JPEG is...
Remember NFTs, Ali? Do you remember
the good old days of
the board ape yacht club thing? God, I remember what was his name? That one YouTuber had that video about NFTs, like in support of NFTs, because there is like an argument to be made.
Oh, wasn't that guy that you? I remember that I was like, from NFTs are trash, and then you showed a video from there's
yeah, because there is like an argument to be made about digital kind of like currency, I guess. Yeah, like digital ownership and whatnot. Like there is kind of like I did find some of the argument compelling. The only problem is that it was just fucking abused to death, right? Because you had like the bored ape fucking shit, and you have the rug pull shit. Because there were artists that like were creating NFTs, and it was perfectly like on like a legit level. It was like I'm making my art, right? I'm making my art into an NFT. People can buy my NFT of my art, and that is allowing me to make money. Like, it's literally like, instead of doing commissions, I can just make my art how I want to make my art and sell my NFTs, and that allows me to, live. And that was the case for a lot of people in SEA countries where like the dollar is weak, currency exchange, right? Because if you sell like an NFT for like $150 or whatever, right? And you're from like, I don't know, Indonesia, that's enough to pay like the fucking rent for like 3 months or something. Right? Like, that's a lot of fucking money.
The only thing is that Naretsu, if you draw something for me and you say this is for Alinus, this now belongs to Alinus, that essentially covers all the legal basis that is necessary for without any of the NFT basis.
In a sense. I'm not going to get into like a debate on that, like.
No, but it kind of the I mean, I know that we're kind of debating that old video now, but
yeah, we'd have to. I'd have to rewatch it. Yeah.
The agreement that we would have between each other would be of the same legal level, the same legal, I could sue somebody else for using the picture because based on our overall agreement, and so we don't even need the whole NFT layer with all the.
I think it was more. I think it was more that the NFT like structure and market allowed for better transactioning. I don't know. I'd have to go think back on it a bit more because it's been a while. And NFTs have pretty much just fucking vanished off the face of the earth anyway. It's not really a thing anymore. Like, or it might still be a thing, but it's like only in like Pacific circles, right? It's not like it's super public anymore. Because I vaguely recall that like there was like a massive like market crash or something involving it. I'm not 100.
Like 20 of them, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but again, it's let's keep going.
Is printed on cardstocks? The question. And the answer is slabs. Trading card grading emerged as a practice and very fun phrase to say as an offshoot of the coin grading industry in the early 90s amid a rash of Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card counterfeiting. Hence why the first grading company was called Professional Sports Authenticators, or PSA. Over the decade, with the rise of sites like eBay, PSA's forensic services became increasingly essential to sports card and TCG collectors, who in turn became increasingly obsessed with the idea of owning certified, perfectly centered and printed copies of their favorite and rarest cards. Though ultimately it would be
Yeah, that's one thing that I think is kind of funny about the whole grading thing is, yeah, they get like really fucking autistic about the card has to be printed perfectly center, no blemishes or like defects, and oh, the card's like corner is like cut just incorrectly because of the machining process or some fucking shit. Oh, you lose a point. Uh-oh. Right? Like, they get really fucking silly about that shit. A little
Yeah,
bit.
this is here where I got mean with the coworker who did send the cards to some, I suppose, national branch or whatever.
Grading thing.
Yeah, and like, yeah, that's very cool and all. That is super graded for that super high score or whatever it is. But I think it's ugly.
Yeah.
Rip you.
Yeah. Rip. No, my perfectly centered. No. No.
But it's ugly though. Me, I've drawn you as the crying Wojciech about your perfect 9 great card, and me as the chat that says it's ugly, worth 50 cents.
Please, please, no. All right, anyway.
PSA's competitor, whose black label came to be seen as the true gold standard of perfection among those hardcore enthusiasts. That's the power of packaging. This was naturally true for Pokemon cards too, where among the hardest core collectors, top-rated cards commanded top dollar. Though that was only ever really true for the rarest and most desirable chase cards from each set, the holo foils and full arts. I mean, it cost 20 bucks a pop, plus shipping and handling both ways just to get a card graded. Way more if you wanted to skip the line and get the highest end photo analysis done. No one was gonna shell that out for a random 30-cent EX card. That would be stupid. But what if they did, though? What if you could convince the world at large that every random piece of Poke Pack filler could be turned into gold if only the mighty card alchemists proclaimed and preserved its perfection in the magic plastic? When Logan Paul made headlines with his PSA 10 illustrator, PSA became a household name overnight, irrevocably associated in the mind of the average Joe with the very idea that Pokemon cards could be worth big money at all. And to those Joes, the PSAs with the biggest numbers are naturally worth the biggest money across the board, regardless of their actual play or collecting value to anyone who's really in the hobby. I mean, sure, there might be Max Morpekos out there, but only 737 of those are PSA 10s. 75 bucks please, Mr. eBay sir. Or, if you get a PSA 9 back, you could maybe get $24.99 for it, which you'll note isn't even your grading and shipping costs back, let alone the actual price of the card. Funny how the collecting bros who encourage all the Walmart scalpers to go grade all their cards and video games and comics and everything else, I never mentioned that part. Or the part where you could get back a super common grade that's worth less than the raw you sent in, which mathematically has to be what happens most of the time, because if the cards that are worth thousands of dollars weren't exceedingly rare, they wouldn't be worth thousands of dollars, and per the mechanics of speculation, the possibility that any raw card could be gets baked into their pricing in the same way that sealed product that could have the big chase cards is almost always more expensive than what you actually find inside when you crack it. I digress though. Just as Walmarts and Targets across the nation were finding themselves infested with scalpers, grading companies suddenly had a new, much larger and less informed base of customers of their own, clogging up their order queues to the point that grading waits once counted in days or weeks were now measured in months, which in turn forced the more
it's yeah. We don't really have much to say on this, really.
I'm kind of waiting for the relevance to the animes and the mangas.
Well, I'm kind of waiting for, like, a point, right? Because all he's really saying is, yeah, scalping bad, speculation bad, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm with you. Here's, like, the mechanics of it, and it's like, all right, okay. But I'm waiting for, like, the actual through line here is kind of what I'm waiting for a little bit. But anyway,
more serious collectors with more serious collectors items to pony up hundreds of dollars for the express line.
With Zip
service. And despite the fact that those serious collectors still saw Beckett as the gold standard, it was PSA that ended up with the bulk of that business, in no small part thanks to Paul and pals constantly mentioning them in podcasts and interviews. Now, full disclosure, in all of the digging I've done, I can't find any evidence that PSA paid Logan or Jeremy for any of that publicity, so it is entirely possible it was all a happy accident for them, the happiest accident of their entire careers. But there are a lot of ways you could compensate someone without actually creating a paid promotion that would need to be disclosed, like free or discounted expedited grading, or even,
I wonder if there are ways that you could get benefits from like places like Crunchyroll. If Crunchyroll wants to do I know I'm being mean, but like it's like again, it's really
I'm kind of more thinking from just bump that score up like 2 points.
yeah. Look, Ellie, just give Mixtape a 10 out of 10, okay? Like it's the best game of the year, didn't you know? I watched. I think I watched Dizzy play that, and she play. It's so funny because so Ellie, if you haven't looked into the whole Mixtape drama shit, right? Basically, one of the interesting things about it is if you go on OpenCritic and you look at like the excerpts from the reviews, every single review is like, "Oh, the music, the licensed music, Ellie, is so good. Oh, this music is it works so well with the set pieces and all the music." But the thing is because it's licensed music, no one can fucking stream the game without getting copyright struck to fuck, right? So what people have been doing is they've been streaming the game with the music turned off.
Yeah.
So you'll watch it. So I'm watching Dizzy play the game, and I think it's interesting to what, like, since that's like the main thing of the game is it's supposed to be all about music and like how the music relates to the stuff that's happening, right? When you watch the game without the music, it gives you a different fucking perspective, and you realize it's fucking garbage. it's like vapid teenage, like it's someone who didn't grow up in the 90s trying to like recreate 90s nostalgia and failing at it. And the characters are just like unlikable, except maybe the dude, because the dude seems like a bro, but like the two female characters are just fucking unlikable. It's very, very, very vapid shit.
I guess the thing is made around the music, and you're not listening to the music. You're missing part of the experience. And I suppose if you get,
I guess,
if it's
but
so relatable to your own experience,
I think that says more about the reviewers than it does anything else. If like that's what they like, it's like a self-report, right? It's like because like I relate to this like really bitchy catty ass fucking teenager that's selfish and so full of herself. I'm not gonna get into like specific like things that happen, right? But like it is a very, again, like it's not great, right?
yeah.
But
I mean,
there's
I've
a
been
lot
in
of
my
questions,
basement and playing Victoria.
but there's been a lot of questions about it because one, the 10 out of 10s all around, right? Which is obviously fucking weird, right? That's obviously fucking ridiculous. Like listen, I could understand if it's like you have a bunch of these like I think if the game got like a mixture, right? You had some review sites giving it like 8s or 9s, right? Maybe a few of them give it like, a 7 because it's not really like, the gameplay's not really existent, right? Or like, like it feels to me like it's a fucking solid 5 to 7 out of 10 game, right? As it stands, right? Being charitable, right, to it, right? And not being culture war brained about it. The fact that it's getting 10s out of 10s is sus. It's fucking sus. I'm sorry. And not only is that part of the reason why it's sus.
I don't really
hang on.
think that the death of paid off every single reviewer. I do think it's it's the
but Ellie, have you heard the Israel connection? Ellie, did you know that the father of
Naretsu,
the
you're
chick that made the game?
very too
listen,
far
you
off
will
of the
listen to my
video.
conspiracy theories. You will listen to the conspiracy theories because they are left-wing conspiracy theories this time. They are.
Nah, I'm still not interested.
Listen, Ellie, listen. The father of the chick is the 4th richest fucking man in the world or some nonsense and is super pro-Israel. Big Israel man. Loves Israel. And that's not actually, like, if you let me finish, right? The news now is that allegedly they got the licenses to all of that music in perpetuity, which is insane. Because not even fucking Grand Theft Auto can get the licenses to the music in perpetuity. That's why like re-releases of like Grand Theft Auto have to change
Updates.
the music.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
because
don't know if they
don't have the licenses. Because those perpetuity licenses cost millions of fucking dollars, right? So that's why it started. Like,
they
it's not
did save
just
on
like
the
one
animation
thing.
budget.
Well, it's like this is the thing, right? It's not just like one thing, right? It's like a multitude of different things that like stack on top of each other that make me look at it and go, yeah, there's something, like, I don't know exactly what sus thing is going on here, but there is something sus going on here, right? Because you don't have this like indie game, quote unquote, that's able to get multi-million-dollar music licenses, right, in perpetuity, right, without something happening, right? And then you connect that with the fact that allegedly the dad is like a fucking billionaire or whatever, and then you connect that with all of the 10 out of 10 reviews from all of the fucking news organizations, right? It's kind of and that kind of ties into, to loop back to the video, right? That kind of like ties into what Basement Boy here is sort of talking about. Is like, yeah, you don't like PSA, right? They don't necessarily need to be directly involved with, you know, whatever conspiracy is going on with the poor boy and his like fucking whatever friend, right? But they are benefiting from it. They are benefiting
Yeah,
from it. In a sense.
However, I'm believing more that Logan Paul gets like first in line. Whatever Logan Paul sends gets done first. Also, bump it up by half a point. Way more than
Maybe.
that every single gaming journalist is paid or is sacrificed to give this game a 10.
Maybe. All right. Well, let's get. We're almost halfway through. We're getting there. We're almost there.
Just fudging some numbers there. Many folks online have opined that in photos, Paul's Illustrator looks a little off-center and nicked up for a 10. I mean, there are only 40 of those cards in the entire world in any condition, so it would be a huge statistical anomaly if even one of them actually was perfect. Certainly not impossible, and of course there's no way to check without seeing the card in person, which definitely is impossible, but, you know, something to think about, as is the fact that the controversies and scandals section of PSA's Wikipedia page is 4 times as long as their company history. Of course, it could also simply be that Paul, Padawer, and all of their pals saw the PSA brand as being undervalued, bought up a lot of cheaper relative to Beckett PSA 10 cards, and then started talking up things like PSA 10 Charizards and complete PSA 10 base sets as the grails of Pokemon in order to inflate the value of their own collections. You know, as a little side benefit to Paul's main plan at the time of building hype for his then-in-development liquid marketplace scam. Carl Jobst made an excellent video about that a few months back, by the way, linked up in the corner, where he also showed a few other examples of how high-profile record-setting collectible sales are almost always ads in disguise for something else, where the buyer intentionally overpays for an item in order to create hype around the idea that running your collection through whatever service they're trying to sell you can help make you rich. It's a real good way to sell shovels. Anyway, regardless of the reason, I doubt anyone at PSA was upset at the outcome of Paul and Padawer's promotion, which gave their business such a boost that by December 2025, their parent company, Collectors Holdings, was able to acquire Beckett outright, giving them control over 80% of the global card grading market. Antitrust laws? Never heard of them. And with that move, they also gained control over 100% of the global manga grading market. Because exactly 1 year before Collectors bought them out, Beckett announced that grading manga was a thing they were apparently going to be doing now, despite literally nobody in the manga collecting community asking for it. And naturally,
yeah. I don't really have any disagreement here.
Here's my lack of knowledge on the manga collecting turns around. Because are we collecting because I don't even really know about the comic collecting thing. I mean, Pokemon cards are like simple because they're individual pieces, right? Besides the question, how do you grade like an entire volume, an entire release issue? There were so many forms, so many, even re-releases, and they said like, oh, this is the highest grades ever or whatever of the One Piece, the first canon appearance of Chapter 1 Luffy. What they have they looked? Do they know that there more exists? Because if you're starting like with the first one, are you going to grade it like a 10 because it's the first one? So it's the most perfect one you find. What happens when you find something thereafter? I have questions about the whole grading a comic, because I can understand grading, like, like I said, grading a Pokemon card or something of that size, baseball cards, coins, but how do you grade an entire book? It's an entire issue. Are you going to judge every single page if the ink isn't overflowing, if it all is straight lines, if it's not creeping into the centerfold or something?
Yeah, I don't know anything
And
about
how are
the
people doing
actual
it
grading
now?
process.
How's the collecting? How are the collectors collecting now without this shady company? I kind of wonder about that. But again, I do wonder how impactful this is for manga. Even more so than comics, because I don't really hear about a big grading thing in comics. Have you heard about grading comics before?
I know it's a thing, but I don't follow a lot of that stuff, so I don't really.
There is like the
Yeah.
benefits, like the benefit of it being, in another country, so it is a little bit harder to get a hold of these things. So I wouldn't trust an American company that does baseball cards and to trust them with how to grade a manga.
Yeah. If it was a Japanese company, I guess maybe it'd be a little bit more logical. But if
But
it's
even
like,
then, why don't see I don't but I don't see the point in grading them in the first place.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll be back in a quick second. I gotta piss, so I'll be right back.
So yeah, the whole grading thing is a bit it in the sense that you want to preserve the physical cards like museum pieces, like we mentioned before, like museum pieces, as cultural artifacts. That's neat, that's cool, that's okay. But to make it like a commodity, a goods on the stock market, that kind of removes it from its, from the culture, from the from its use. If you It would be weird to trade the crowns of kings of the medieval times as tradable goods instead of putting it in a museum.
I'm gonna grade my crown of the ancients or some shit.
Yeah.
PSA 10.
No, I was talking again about grading these things, and then for its resale values, make them from, oh, this was a game that people played in 2010 when the company Nintendo had a popular series called Pokemon. And for based on that, they based a card game of that Pokemon series, and these are the cards that were used. And instead of that as a cultural artifact, using it as a money thing, yeah, it does really feel like, oh, this this crown from King whatever in middle Germany, in middle modern day Germany. Oh no, that's a trading artifact. No, the kings of Germany are going up to the moon this month. Better trade it. Oh no, you want the petty crowns? Those are high value, like with the free prongs. Those are the real money makers.
Yeah, there you go. That'll sort it. Yeah, big gains. All right, let's get back to it.
Nobody went for it either. Now there's this dude on the manga rarity subreddit, which is tiny and only exists because r/manga collectors ban speculation, flexing that he's got the only graded Haikyuu #1. Not the only 9.6, the only one in the world. Just keep that in mind whenever you hear top grade in the world, population 1. The distinction is meaningless unless you give it meaning. And there are two big problems that have stopped manga fans from giving manga grades any meaning at all over the last few years. Firstly, real manga collectors collect manga so they can read that manga. Rare manga is only valuable to us because it's out of print and thus harder to read. So the idea of turning one of those treasures into a glorified doorstop is an affront to anyone who actually participates in the hobby. But the other, bigger problem is the grades themselves are obviously complete bullshit. With coins and cards, there are clear manufacturing standards that individual items can be graded against, like how centered is the print, how shiny is the metal, are the ink layers all properly aligned, how much of the original stamp on the coin has eroded over time. But with a book, I mean, yeah, depending on the design, you might be able to judge how centered the cover is, but as soon as you look inside, the system falls apart. If you've ever flipped through a book before, you'll notice that the numbers in the corner move all over the place with every single page. That's because every one of them is printed and cut separately. So they will never be perfectly aligned when they're all bound together. It's mathematically impossible. Therefore, the only thing graders can really grade beyond obvious wear and tear or factory damage is the whiteness of those not quite aligned pages. And if you look at this Shonen Jump that I grabbed from my local conveni last year, you'll notice none of the pages are white. The closest they get is off gray because they print this shit on the cheapest phone book grade recycled newsprint they can find to make printing at peak 6 million.
This is like the one of the 5 issues I mentioned in grading a book. This is just, unfortunately, Naretsu, he's right. This is just a money grifting machine. Oh no, you have to grade them.
Oh no, we have to agree with Mother's Basement. Oh no. Oh no. And again, it's like I said, it's like he's not wrong about any of this. It's just kind of like I'm waiting for, like, I don't know, a thesis statement, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, I suppose 10 years ago, I went to Japan and I saw a first volume of Tularu. And I Japanese, I thought, oh, that's funny. I can buy that, and I have it in Japanese. But I also found Angel Densetsu. Oh, that manga that I pirated, eagerly downloaded, and liked so much. And I have it real in my hands. That's cool. Oh, sorry.
It's real!
It's real. Oh, Naretsu, but I thought... oh, Naretsu, this was terrible. I faked my surprise remembrance twice in a row.
Oh no!
I am so a YouTuber, it's terrible. But hey, Naretsu, I just remembered. I mentioned that I lost my GameCube games, right?
Yeah.
And the terrible shame is not that I lost them because they're worth a lot of money. I lost them, and now I cannot play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, the best Metroid Prime game. I cannot play Rayman 3. I cannot play Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, and Radiant Dawn. I cannot play... what else? Like a couple more.
Insert game here thing.
That is, FIFA Street, one of them. That was a funny one. That is the shame of not having my games. And the annoyance I have with losing them is that it's hard to buy them because they go for €100 for 200 euros for FIFA Street. I would rather have them all for like 10 euros back again. But the idea that I would have to spend 1,000 euros for my 20-year-old games, that's very annoying. And yeah, I was looking for more copies of Angel Densetsu, so I might have like the whole physical manga collection of Angel Densetsu. That would be neat. That would be cool. But I accept it's a manga series from 1998 or whatever. No, that's too late. 1990. I just keep it 1990. I accept, Naretsu, like the burning of the Library of Alexandria, that some things are just lost to history. But at least I'm happy that I have one volume of that manga.
Yeah.
As a remembrance.
Let us continue.
Right now, like, a week remotely viable. Anyone who calls a given Shonen Jump white is lying to your face.
You have a Weekly Shonen Jump Dragon Ball 9-2 here with, look closely, exceptional white pages, which I believe is one of the only Beckett exceptional white.
Yeah, of any
yeah, like look at the color of the pages.
Look at those white pages.
Oh,
those
yeah.
white supremacist.
Oh,
They're so
Natsu,
white.
you
The white
see-
supremacists are backing them.
My models are so white. You see how they look when
Yeah.
they print? Damn, that nice shade. Oh, sorry, shade. What I mean, what
Yeah,
shade?
they're so white. The white supremacists are coming in to defend them. Holy shit.
Of course, comic grading is still a thing in spite of similar objections in that space, but it's only really a thing with floppies there, so thankfully it doesn't have as negative an effect on comic readers as it could, because they can always just get the trade paperbacks instead. Those collected volumes you see in bookstores and whatnot tend to get larger, longer-lasting print runs than the floppies, so only an idiot would try to slab a trade, even a first printing, because everyone knows the real first print is the floppy. On that note, now feels like a good time to point out that Japanese-style trade paperbacks, or tankobons, are literally the only format that 99% of manga have ever been available in on the English market, and that's the shit Beckett is trying to convince comic speculators to slab up by using a Japanese word that they don't know what it means. But why would they do such a thing? The manga equivalent of flop.
Well, why would they do such a thing? Because they're fucking scam artists. We've already established this,
Yeah.
Mother's Postman. We already know why. We
I have
already
like
know
one.
why.
I have one of those floppy big. The Retsu. The funny thing about those the floppy ones, like the floppy issues of the American comics. The Japanese variant of them are bricks. They are phone books every week of them. How are you? This is another great objection. How are you going to create a whole phone book worth of pages? I mean, that Logan Paul showed that in the video itself.
How are you gonna? How are you even gonna do that without damaging the actual thing? Yes, because open it.
Accurately, because if you're going to create every single page, you have to bend the spine, and if you bend the spine, then it's only worth for 5 now, or whatever. Questionable things.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, well, let's continue.
Zashi pretty much only exist in Japanese, outside a very brief stint in the 2000s where Viz tried to make English Jump and Shoujo Beat a thing. And while those are less common than tankobons and do have some nostalgia value for millennials like me, as translated reprints, they're still never going to have the true first appearance provenance of an Action Comics #1 or Amazing Fantasy 15. There are some collectors of Key Zashi or first chapters in the West, but it's always been a niche interest for us because we can't read them. We don't really have any nostalgic attachment to this format. The print quality sucks, and they just take up a lot of shelf space. So there was basically no way that Beckett could ever sustain an English-facing business by only grading these. They needed to convince people to start slabbing tanks just to stay afloat, and not just a few genuinely special first print tankobons like Gold Text One Piece, all of them. Manga fans just weren't biting though, and any scalpers who might raid their local bookstores on Beckett's behalf were already busy shoving 8-year-olds into shelves at Walmart. But if Logan Paul could make hundreds of graded VMAX Morpekos happen by publicly overpaying for some cardboard, then maybe he can make graded tankobons happen by publicly overpaying for a book. If you watch the announcement video, they're not even subtle about what they're doing.
It's videos like these that are gonna make people go searching for their addicts to see if they got better copies.
By the way, if you have a better copy, please call us first.
Yeah, hit us up, we'll buy it.
Though do take note, because it'll help you understand other scams in the future, of how they cloak the blatant sales pitch for grading in an even more blatant pitch of, hey, hit us up, we're buying. They know their target audience isn't going to bite on that. They know a potential speculator is going to see that and think, aha, you tried to get me, Mr. Paul, but I'm smart enough to hodl the manga so I can make even more money later, never realizing that what they're really being sold is the idea that an unreadable book in a useless plastic box is magically worth more than the book alone. Logan and Jeremy aren't alone, though. There are dozens of card and crypto bro sycophants talking up manga investments in their replies and quotes, LARPing as longtime otaku who still have their One Piece from 25 years ago and are maybe going to get it graded, and attacking anyone who dares to question the wisdom of their investing gurus. They've got dudes on Reddit hyping each other up about their tankobon gets and all the generational wealth they're about to generate in conversation.
Sorry. Can you go back? It was either like that Hitman.
And Jeremy aren't alone. There are dozens of card and crypto bro sycophants talking up manga investments in their replies and quotes, LARPing as longtime otaku who still have their One Piece from 25 years ago and are maybe.
Alright, when the Reddit shows. When the
Reddit
Reddit comes by, there's a guy with flaming red
question
hair.
The wisdom of their investing gurus. They've got dudes on Reddit hyping each other up about.
Bam!
Ultimo, that was I suppose that. Oh yeah, there you see Stan Lee. Supposedly Stan Lee made the thing. So that's. Oh yeah. So like
well, it's autographed by Stan Lee. Which,
that makes it special. Not that it's
it's
not in a box, so it's not graded. So it's not. Oh, sorry, guy is worthless.
Yeah, rip.
Their tankobon gets generational wealth they're about to generate in conversation indistinguishable from any NFT presale, and dudes who already have generational wealth selling slabs back and forth to each other at many times their market value just to create the illusion of demand. This is called wash trading, and in traditional commodities markets, it's actually illegal. But
over it. What is this called?
Something wash trading.
Oh yeah, wash trading. That's what it's called.
little legal loophole collectibles don't count as commodities, so you can just do whatever you want with those. And just as they did and do with Pokemon cards, they've been doing it with manga for the last year or so. Just take a look at this totally legit auction reported by Swaggle in early April of, by an astounding coincidence, the exact same 2 Zashi that Logan Paul was planning to buy just 16 days later, with a graded Dragon Ball going for 45 grand and One Piece for 42.5. Now, just looking at how close those prices are, anyone who knows anything about these books can immediately tell something's up here. The 42-year-old Dragon Ball Key Zashi is substantially rarer than the 29-year-old One Piece one, for which both the current and previous sales prices shown here are ridiculously inflated. The last recorded heritage auction sales for One Piece from before Beckett Bros started pumping the prices was in 2023 for a much less insane $2,000, and even that is well above the market average. Looking at eBay listings from this year, a near mint copy in Britain sold for about $800 on March 11th, and on April 17th, this one went for $1,600. And before WrestleMania, you'd find these things going for even lower prices on Mercari and Yahoo auctions in Japan all the time. But ironically, it's the slabs that really lay the lie bare here. A Dragon Ball 6.5 and a One Piece 5.5 going for 40 grand? Any remotely credulous reporter would immediately question that. We don't got one of those. We got Swaggle and friends, whose other friends really want them to sell you some Beckett slabs.
But of course, this all started with, when friend of the channel, Jeremy Padower, talked about, his speculation of manga. What if manga becomes the biggest collecting vertical and Beckett becomes the...
He's speeding it up. We're speeding it up. We're getting chipmunk shit right now. It's great.
I can understand. I can follow.
Grading company.
With Jeremy, his content on that table, he's got like 100 Beckett slab mangas, right? Because he's spending a ton of money. This is great for Beckett branding.
Guys, let's take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Heritage Auction.
Was that the legendary double shield technique?
Jeremy is obviously investing in the top end of things. That's why the prices are enormous. So maybe it really is just scratching the surface. Maybe this idea of buy your slabbed mangas now is still very early.
And once you're aware of that agenda, you start to see it everywhere in these collectors' posts. They're all taking legitimately rare and pricey manga or one-of-a-kind items like scripts, then surrounding them with common tankobons to create the appearance of value by association. The ones who can afford it are intentionally grossly overpaying for top grades out of the few dozen first print tanks that have ever been graded, all to trick you into thinking that One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Naruto Volume 1, some of the most printed books in the history of books.
I'm going to grab this first volume of my Japanese tool of yours to see which print it is. See if I have some generational wealth. One sec.
You see, have some generational wealth. Oh fuck, dude. Oh man, I will say, like, a lot of this to me just sounds
let's
like...
see. I have Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Does it say what the rest? Does it say it's the first print or not? All right, not on the first page. Yes, goes right into manga. Does it say on the back? No, it says like started in 2000, put it in Japan. Doesn't seem to say or list that it's a specific first volume. Alright, Mysterious Girlfriend X doesn't seem to be. Alright, 2004, 15. This doesn't seem to be like a first print. The first volume is 2000. The first thing was 2006. And it mentions 2008. Does it mention like the first print when this one was printed? No, just like copyright name offer. Alright, Angel Densetsu. 1993 till 1996, 1997. That's how you know it's good. Doesn't look like it is. And Death Note, this is definitely not a first print at all. No, just first and last volume, it looks like.
So I was gonna say, like, a lot of this, right, like, I get where the scam part of it comes in, where you get, them tricking the normies to try and invest in the thing. But a lot of it also is just like, yeah, look, it's rich people just fucking doing dumb shit with each other and trading fucking shit between each other.
Yeah, this is where
that's and that sucks. Like, that sucks if you're like an actual collector that wants to collect like the actual thing. But how many people are after the original the original fucking phone book, right?
Yeah.
That has One Piece. Like, how many of those collectors actually exist, right? Like, with Pokemon cards, it's a little bit different because that's supposed to be like an actual mass market thing where you know, the kids want to play their Pokemon at school or whatever, and just want to buy their booster packs to, you know, actually work on their decks and stuff, right? Like, I think that's a little bit different to, like, what was the actual market here for collecting, you know, the phone book
right
style
now,
things?
I can see how this video could be way shorter. Logan Paul doesn't really need it to be as big of a focus in it. I mean, in the sense from, hey, Logan Paul, he artificially inflated Pokemon cards for his own whatever.
Yeah, and
in a
that's
scam.
bad. And
But
now
hey,
he's doing like
now
a
going to
similar
try
thing
this
with manga. Yeah.
Now he's going to do this with manga. Here is how it's stupid and won't work, but it's good to know that if you are thinking about it anyway, here's why it's a dumb idea to do it. Because you might be tempted to do it anyway and buy into the hype. Here's why you won't even if you're in early, why you will still lose money. Right? This is like a scam is coming. This is the scam. No, you're not going to win this scam by knowing it is a scam. Like a 3-step video, and then you don't really even need to talk about that other guy with the whole history of him building websites in the .com bubble or whatever.
Exactly. It's
magically become rare treasures if only they're encased in the magic plastic. You know, I wonder who posted that photo. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Beckett Collectibles. And of course, Jeremy's right there in the quotes expressing a high level of conviction for this extraordinary and overlooked category. Conviction that's supposed to mean something coming from the man who...
LinkedIn comments. LinkedIn posts.
Oh, man. God.
Predicted Pokemon, and find Jeremy playing up elsewhere on his own Twitter. But in that same video, he made another prediction that immediately discredits the idea he has any prophetic powers.
And once you get beyond Pokemon, go a couple more years to Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2002. I have the PSA 10 Blue Eyes White Dragon card, the grail of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Anyone who knows anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community can tell you that's nonsense. With a very small handful of exceptions, the only value a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card will ever have is its ability to win games. Rarity is only a factor for staples, either because you can flex on a motherfucker while playing out your entire very shiny deck in one turn, or because maybe Konami's keeping a new power card rarity lock to make more money selling more boosters. If one card gets banned, a $1,500 deck can drop to $40 literally overnight. It's a speculator's worst nightmare. When Logan Paul announced he was getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Last month, no doubt on Jeremy's advice, the entire community laughed him out of the room. And we can too. We do, unfortunately, just have to accept that the richest LARPers in the room are gonna buy up the rarest, most one-of-a-kind anime-related items. In any growing fandom, stuff like that floats to and past the top eventually, but we don't have to accept their LARPing premise that a several hundred thousand of a kind Zashi like One Piece Chapter 1 is one of a kind just because no other plastic box has the same arbitrary number on it. We don't have to acknowledge that this specific Dragon Ball jump that they grossly overpaid for is the Dragon Ball jump, because it's not. It only becomes the Dragon Ball if enough idiots buy into their scheme to submit their own copies for grading, which would put it at the top of a pile of hundreds rather than currently dozens. And make no mistake.
Yeah. I can agree. Again, it's like I agree with him. Like, people should just not care.
Yeah.
But at the same time, doing a 40-minute video about it seems like you care a lot. It seems like you care a lot, Mr. Basement Man. Basement Boy, I guess, right? I get
much
caring.
prefer
I understand it.
I would much prefer the angle of don't get scammed. This is the scam. No, you won't. You won't
exactly.
benefit from knowing it is a scam.
If he presented this in that way, then it would be a lot better. But the way he's presented this is not very. I mean, I guess it's a little bit informative, but it's not helpful, right? Oh, fuck.
Paul's copy will stay for that pile. Beckett has no reason to grade any submission higher, no matter how many they get, because the whole system is arbitrary and subjective, and they can give any undamaged manga any number they want. They deliberately set the target at a 9.2 to make you think, wow, there's a whole 8 points above that. I could totally get lucky if I send mine in, but you won't get lucky. Someone will eventually, probably someone who knows someone with a 9.3 or 4 to keep the floor low for a couple more years, but only when they need Paul and Padawer to make another record-setting purchase and rev up the hype cycle again. And while I'm calling shots, let me tell you where I think the current hype campaign is going. It is not a coincidence that one day after their kayfabe trash talk on WrestleMania, iShowSpeed was the first guy calling Logan Paul a tourist, and it's not a coincidence that Logan Paul took his promo picture for the One Piece Zashi in front of the WrestleMania stage. All of this touristy tweeting, sarcastically taunting One Piece fans about how much love they've shown him as he shows off things he's bought that are supposed to make us jealous, every one of which has multiple blue check accounts replying with the same AI-manufactured meme of Monkey D. Speed decking Logan Charlos, by the way. It's all heel work. He is intentionally using toxicity and tribalism in the anime community to build heat for a grudge match at probably SummerSlam 26, where Speed is going to kick his ass and take the graded One Piece from him, thus turning a relatively common $1,000-ish Zashi into a prize with a storyline and a symbol to anime fans everywhere of gatekeeping the tourist purists, which in turn will cement the idea in pop culture that manga in a slab is special and worth more than manga you can read, which of course...
Yeah, if you give a shit, which I don't. So
Yeah, here is...
if you give a shit, which I think most people shouldn't and don't, right? Again, it's like the amount of people that really were collecting or particularly care about owning like the original like phone books. Like I would go to Japan, and like if I ever do go to Japan, because I've been wanting to like plan that out at some point, right? I think I talked to you about it a few weeks ago, right? Like if I ever did go to Japan and wanted to like do it, maybe I would buy whatever the most recent volume of, you know, Shonen Jump is at that particular time.
for your own cultural artifact from
just
Japan.
as like, look, it's a souvenir, right? It's just
absolutely.
A thing, you know?
I bought these 4 Japanese mangas as souvenirs.
Yeah, like you just buy the phone book style, because that's not, again, it's I mean, Mo's Basement even talks about it. That's not something that is a thing in the West. You can't just buy I call it the phone book, right? You know, you can't just buy that in the West. That's not how manga is marketed and put out. We only get the tankobons, right? So from that perspective, I would care about it, but I'm not going to really give a shit about owning the original One Piece phone book thing that has One Piece first edition ever in it. Big thing. Like, who cares? I don't give a shit. I don't need to own that, right? I'm not like a big collector of the thing, right? And I don't think most fucking anime manga fans in the West probably don't even know that this is how fucking manga is sold in Japan. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So why would it matter? Why does it care? The only people that care about this are people that give a shit about fucking Logan Paul and Speed and
there is a very narrow Venn diagram here where
the Pokemon thing is different because the Venn diagram of like the interests is wider, right? Because you've got people that are into the actual Pokemon, like people. Okay, you got people that just like Pokemon in general, which is a fuckload of people, right? That just like Pokemon. You've got people that are into the Pokemon trading card game for actually playing the game and want to be able to buy cards to actually, you know, play the game. You've got kids that want to buy Pokemon cards so they can trade them and have fun at school and do all that fun stuff that, you know, kids are supposed to be allowed to do, but I guess can't now because adults, right? And then you've got like the actual sculpting pieces of shit that are interested in market bullshit, right? So when it comes to that thing, there's a lot of like, we can look at that and we can go, the Paul boy is being a fuckwit, messing with that market because it affects a shitload of people. This doesn't affect fuck all. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know really the dynamics of. Well, Mother's Basement here did mention a little bit where in Yu-Gi-Oh the focus is far more on playing the actual game.
The value of the cards is determined more on like their actual usability in the meta versus like rarity and like, I'm not quite sure about the parodies in Pokemon, but I know that with Yu-Gi-Oh!
The thing with Pokemon, right, is that people like the characters. They like the Pokemon. So people want to have the Pokemon that they like in the fancy arts that they have. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't really do reoccurring characters like that. They don't have like 5 different they don't... There is like 5. I suppose there's like 5 Dark Magician Girl in a sense, but only that so much. There's like, and you know, instead of blue eyes white dragon, there's red eyes black dragon or whatever. But that is kind of the limits to what people know of different versions of Yu-Gi-Oh! But when you're talking about, hey, Naretsu, I bought a scissor card in Japan. But I know there are like 5 others. And some of them I think are kind of prettier than the one I have here. So if I were to encounter that one, I would maybe buy it. But that is kind of the basis of the whole rarity and value and all that stuff, right? Hey, that scissor looks cool. Oh, it's rare. All right. I would want to buy it for 10 for a euro instead of 50 cents. Oh, but I would buy it for €5. I would buy it for 50, and then it all goes up to 1,000. That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's actually ironic. I was just on Twitter while you were talking, and I see a tweet that's like, some random guy from H3 was able to grab a Pokemon box after a scalper got distracted by someone else. And it's like, can an economist explain to me how scalping is even possible if you can buy a $50 product and then immediately resell it for 100? Then the company selling it at 50 is clearly leaving money on the table.
I suppose that I can explain this. That is because the scalpers are fewer in number. They're big whales, but they are whales. They're not a whole school of fish. So you, in the end, sell more at 50 than at 100. Right? This is the whole why video games. People would buy two $60 video games a month, but only 170 or something like that, or two €250 video games, but only 170 a month. So you would make more money at 50 because people would buy two of them instead of 170.
Yeah. That's probably yeah. It's yeah. But anywho, let's finish this
Actual
up.
economics.
Yeah, real economics on the cast today, guys. We're learning real things.
Other two One Piece Zashi that he bought, even the one with the scuffed, chewed up corners, worth more than he ever paid for the one that Speed is going to take from him. A price, I want to note, that has never been disclosed in any of these tweets or videos where they're flexing the $550K they spent on Dragon Ball, because it probably wasn't that much, and it would make the scam really obvious if they told you what they paid. And what I think makes this branding strategy especially obvious is how Jeremy has also pivoted to rage bait. Pathetically transparent Gen AI rage bait of him as the oldest.
Why is the One Piece more? This doesn't make sense.
We gotta hang on.
Paid for the one that Speed is going to take from him. A price, I want to note, that has never been disclosed in any of these tweets or videos where they're flexing the $550K they spent on Dragon Ball, because it probably wasn't that much, and it would make the scam really obvious if they told you what they paid. And what I think makes this branding strategy especially obvious is how Jeremy has also pivoted to rage bait. Pathetically.
I've been collecting manga since the dinosaurs, and he's got 1986. AI nonsense, right?
Transparent.
1920. He's in the 1920s. Yeah.
An AI rage bait of him is.
And then we're in the 1200s.
But the rest of this doesn't make any sense. How come the manga is more weathered the further in the past he goes? Shouldn't it become newer?
Yeah. Oh, the AI slop can't.
This manga fan ever.
Right. Look at this! Look at this!
Sorry, it went back. I'm 2 frames ahead, so I don't see.
After all of his attempts at
whatever,
publicity fell on their faces. Though, just to be clear, I'm not showing you any of these tweets to have you guys go yell at these guys. And I'm not just saying that to cover my ass like a drama tuber. I really mean it. When you quote dunk on Paul and Padawer saying, "You're not a real fan, you don't deserve the One Piece Chapter 1, or the Dragon Ball Chapter 1, or the Big Toblerone," no matter how brutally you ratio their asses, you're giving them exactly what they want. Associating their names with the brand names of these anime, and reinforcing the idea that these slabbed up collectibles.
Yeah, it's almost like you should just not fucking care and just not interact with this shit.
Yeah, he shouldn't be he shouldn't go on this emotional rant about this, and more approach it from the scam angle. From,
Yeah,
hey guys,
completely. Yeah,
this is a scam.
Yeah.
Don't
interact.
Don't.
It's almost like when because our boy Full ended up getting hit by one of the scams which was not great, not great. But basically, like, yeah, if you get like the DMs from someone that's like, the images or whatever of like Mr. Beast crypto or some shit, right? Just don't touch it. Don't treat it like a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Treat it like it's a bomb. Don't fucking touch it. Fucking just leave that shit alone, right? That's how you should probably react to Jake Paul doing whatever the fuck he's doing that way, that particular day, right? Just it's a bomb that's come onto your timeline. You should just leave it alone. Let the bomb squad handle it, right? Let the people that actually, don't go near it, right? Easy fix. But anyway, we're almost done.
But they overpaid special that only a real anime fan would deserve. Somehow more special and more valuable than any of the vast majority of identical Shonen Jump issues and tankobons out there, which nobody's bothered to submit to Beckett because, again, manga grading is obviously a scam. As long as they can get you talking about anything other than that fact, Paul, Padawer, Beckett, and all of their bros win. But if you focus on the scam part of the story, if you explain why grading manga is bullshit to your friends and fellow fans, or just share this video so I can explain it for you, and if you make people at cons and online who do buy and sell graded shit, especially tankobons, feel as stupid and unwelcome as they are, we might just be able to excise these parasites before they can fully sink their teeth in. By forming a united front, you guys can starve Beckett out of your hobby, and if they go, the speculators and scalpers will go with them. Make Logan Paul apologize to Japan again. Hey, thanks so much for watching all.
That's a funny ending, though.
Yeah. But the thing is I don't think, like, I think that these guys are going to be doing their weird speculative nonsense regardless, because again, they don't actually give a shit about people like us that would never actually fucking get involved and buy any of this shit to begin with, right? Like, they don't really care if we, they're going to do the speculation regardless. They've just found a thing to speculate on. Next, it'll be like Hot Wheels or some shit, right? They'll just find some other fucking thing to do the speculation with. And it's, again, I don't really think that this is going to affect anime manga particularly a lot, because as we established before, the amount of people that were actually collecting these, like, phone book style things was already probably extremely fucking minute to begin with. It's unlike the Pokemon thing, it's only affecting a subsect of a subsect of a subset of, like, the anime manga sphere to begin with. So
yeah, and this is why I'm not really worried about Logan Paul infecting the manga community, because it's alright. Here's my cultural artifact to go again. Yes, a couple of those should be saved as cultural artifacts to show from this is how people read manga back in the day. In the year 2000 or 1995, whenever One Piece started. This is how it looked, and this is how it started, blah 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 blah. But it doesn't. There's no real benefit of having it today, like a video game, right? Like my precious Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube, released in 2001 or whatever. That has a tangible benefit of being able to play it, but there's nothing inherent extra to reading the first volume of the Zashin of One Piece. Reading the tanks, reading it like on your phone or on your computer or on the app. I would. Besides the fact that reading it physical is, of course, a slightly more comfortable experience, ignoring that, you're not getting a real different story out of it by reading it now in modern ways. So I am not going to. I don't see a huge loss of in Logan Paul having it. Just don't do scam. Don't scam.
Yeah.
Don't go into the scam machine.
Do not fall scam. Yeah. Very simple.
That's it, basically.
So anyway, I guess we could talk about some real animes.
Real manga. Oh no, I don't read manga anymore. I'm a fake fan.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
By the way, I
Don't
just
worry.
by the title of this video, I just kind of it's always a guess. It's always a gamble of what I'm titling these streams before we watch the video. But it's pretty apt. Fake fans and real grifts.
Yeah. Oh man. God. All right, but anyway, what do we got first? What's on the
Anyway,
docket?
first off, all right. So I only watched like the Demon Show, so
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. Okay, well then I guess I guess I will start off. Well, Digimon I haven't really caught up with yet. It's been kind of falling to the wayside a little bit just because I've been busy. Dr. Stone, the big advancements. We got hydropower now. They got the computer set up. The computer has the same specs as a. It's funny, the big funny localization. Localizers being silly, Ellie. Thing where they're like, oh yes, the in Japanese they're clearly saying Famicom. But in the English subtitles, they call it a Nintendo.
A Nintendo.
Yes, a Nintendo. It has the same specs of a Nintendo. Where
I
Japanese,
suppose
they
that's what the parents call it, right?
Literally call it a Famicom.
Playing on your Nintendo,
showing a Famicom as the fucking thing. So yes, they have a computer and they can now make video games, and they've made some video games. The only other real thing is they tried to seal the petrification device away so it's safe, but it broke itself out and activated itself without anyone saying anything.
Ooh.
So now they're trying to figure out what the fuck happened with that. So yeah, something's going on there.
How did it activate itself?
That,
did it turn somebody into stone, or did it turn stuff into
they
stone?
put it in the case. They put it in the case, and then it just broke out of the vacuum sealed glass thing that it was in. Magically,
so it couldn't hear
somehow.
Sound. Yeah, all right, I get it.
And then, but then it broke out, and then it just activated, and they're trying to figure out: is somebody a traitor? Is there did someone say activate in 3 months, 1 meter or something? Right? Like, ooh, what happened? So they invented CCTV to keep an eye on it. And in the invention of CCTV, we now have television and media and entertainment.
And
So we have
Dragon
all
Quest.
these people. And Dragon Quest, yeah. Big stuff. Great, cool, awesome, nice, sweet. So yeah, it's continuing. They're now working on creating a satellite so they can survey the moon and figure out where Y-Man is. So yeah, it's getting along. It's coming along. It's coming.
Hey.
I guess before we move to Demons, because that's the only one you've watched, I can quickly get our barbarian boys. I've heard that the manga is a lot more has actual nudity in it in comparison to the
Is
show.
it like washed out nudity or actual?
No, I've seen some caps where it's like, yeah, you get some full nips. You get nips in it. But I guess TV restrictions or whatever have kind of gotten in the way of us having stuff, because our cute redhead priest girl gets molested by the fiend, the evil. She's using magic wrong, and it sucks the life out of the earth and creates like a demon, and it's like a giant tentacle monster, and she gets assaulted by the giant tentacle monster. But they kill it, and she gets saved, and they all go back to the village, and we get basically a repeat of waking up in the shackles. You're going to violate me, you demon, you evil barbarians. And our girl is like all embarrassed because she's like, did I really act like this? But we also find out that now I don't know what's going. I don't know if like because so the girl that's like the sister slash mother figure of our girl was like the first princess of so and so or whatever, right? Went missing like 20 years ago or something, right? Turns out she's the mom of our boy. turns out that she's the mom. Now I don't know if it's like actual family relations or whatever, but it's kind of like
Just
are we doing an incest?
race.
Are we doing a weird incesty angle here? Like what's going on? what's going on here? But basically she shows up and she's like barbarian girl now, and she's like super, happy, and it's all great. They have a big party and they eat the dragon that they killed earlier. It's a big, it's all fun. Our priest girl is gonna have to go through the adaptive phase of coming around to the life of barbarian life, I guess. So yeah, I'm kind of glossing over a lot of it because I don't really feel like needing to do a play-by-play, but it's fun. It's fine. It is definitely adding, because my worry was that it was going to be the same gag, right?
Yeah,
Over
that
and
was
over.
my
Because
worry
for
as well.
for the first like 3 episodes, it was very much same thing. Oh, I have an assumption. Oh, misunderstanding. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh no. But now we're starting to get like, okay, here's some like lore shit, right? You have like demons and fiends being created by the misuse of magic. There's like the next episode, they're going to do some kind of cleansing or some shit. Like there's some like ritual that's about to happen, right? We're going to learn about that. So there's some interesting stuff here that is enough to kind of keep it from getting too stale. So I'm happy about that. So I'll continue it. It's good. All right, you can take the lead on demons because I've talked for two shows. So.
Yeah. So we are under fucking attack, and
we posts on 4chan. Yo, I just woke up. What's going on? Why are there loud noises outside? You are under fucking attack, you retard. All right, I'll let you continue.
No, I was thinking of a different meme, but same.
Yeah,
same...
I know. They're two very similar memes. Yeah.
Yeah. We learned about how demon contracts work and how you can just you're all right. Break the contract. You're now contracted to me. That's it. All right. Where's your previous master?
Sell out your old master, please. Yes.
There. And I was kind of worrying that our main character was kind of being, powerless. Because, he's kind of big fish out of water. He doesn't know modern society. He doesn't know what's going on. And it's an easy... You can very quickly fall into the trap of that character cannot act, cannot be proactive in the situation anymore. So I'm happy that as soon as he from, where he is, it's dark, I can't see him. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just, shoot arrow, bam, through right through the elbow. Oh no, sorry, elbow, what I'm saying, through the shoulder. Blame my English second language, that's what I'm going to blame. And then he's on the roof, hunting with his glowy eyes. Anybody that moves.
Because he's been hunting for so long in the village, right? He's
Also, he is like Yoru, so he's the child of child of dusk instead of the child of dawn.
Yeah. He's in his element.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his element. So yeah, some good animation this episode too. Some fun stuff. I do think it's kind of interesting how like brutal the show can kind of be, because a lot of these guys are getting fucking wrecked. You see Gabu just kill one of the demons, assumedly kills the other one as well. I guess. You see people getting, beat to death with the crowbar, right? It's like people. I kind of appreciate, because a lot of the time you'll have such like these animes where people just end up just getting beaten up, and it's like no one actually dies, right? In a sense, or it's like assumed that they just get beat up and they don't actually die. No, in this one, it's like nah, people getting fucking murked. They're getting wrecked here. And I think it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting, because if it can happen to the mooks, it can kind of happen to anyone, right?
Well, I mean, in the first episode, Gabby Chan got like double shot with arrows, like right through the leg, through the shoulder, disable her.
And that actually somewhat, because we actually get to see them meet as well later in the episode, both Gabu and our main guy, and our main guy is like, yeah, you murdered a shitload of people. I ain't fucking forget. Which makes sense a little bit. Kind of. Little bit. Yeah. So yeah. So essentially what ends up happening here is, they deal with the intruders, they capture a bunch of them. We do an interrogation. They don't really know anything that's super useful. The new demons that are the that Azza, or
Yin Yang.
Yin Yang. They don't really have a name yet, because the guy was a dipshit. Really. So, almost gets fucking. Interestingly enough, Gabu is very like peeved by the whole demons are just tools. Don't who cares? Maybe there's something there, some interesting stuff going on there with that. Who are getting really about to literally crush his fucking skull.
Yes, decapitation also. Decapitation. Skull crush.
Maybe there's some history there. I do appreciate, and I'm wondering if this is partly because it's the author of Fullmetal Alchemist, right? Is that they're very good at planting seeds, right? Planting these like little tidbits, right, that give you something to kind of think about. Like, why is she reacting like that? Does she have like a history of demons getting abused, and that's got something to do with why she doesn't like people that abuse the demons, right? Like, is there something going on here? Like, is that why she's got the attitude that she has, right? And it's not just that. There's like all of these little, the parents are disappeared. They're not dead. Maybe they know something, right? There's all these little seeds, as I'm going to call it, right, that have been planted, and those seeds are slowly growing and bearing fruit as the show is kind of progressing. And I think that's a very nice way of presenting the story. I'm into it. It's good.
Yeah, and let's end this section with her saying from, "Hey, yeah, I died," and then I came back. No,
and then
we're
gonna get the next episode. Yeah, next episode we're gonna get like the actual backstory of what really happened, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, because you haven't watched.
No, I did watch my Rakugo show even. So I'm terrible fake fan.
Next slide.
Ooh,
I gotta wait.
At least we have both a show to talk about here.
Yeah, we kind of do. Yeah. So what do you want to go first?
I'll go first. So if you remember Tall Boy on the right, I was right. He's kind of, mother, dad, new family, feels a bit out of place, disconnect, doesn't want to think about it, closed off his heart. Boy on top closed off his brain, and the girl on the left, I don't know, closed off her true self. Everybody is hiding away from their feelings. But we learn that our main character has divorced parents.
Oh.
So she can relate to the feeling of not being home at home, being removed from family, not being, in a family, being there but not complete, pretending to be there, pretending to be a family and all that stuff. So she relates to our boy very much. And the show is very good about having characters not falling in love with each other just because they relate to each other for one moment. Because although I would ship them two very hard because they are nice opposites. She's rather short, he's rather tall. They both have like a common struggle of fitting in with family. She knows what it's be like to because she was in the divorce, so she struggles with, I have to be okay with this situation, but I'm not okay with this situation, so I'm avoiding with the situation. But me avoiding the situation is making it worse, so I'm going to avoid. And then just dragging your self-esteem just through the mud by not being the person that you think you should be able to be in a family situation. And she says that to him, hey, I know what you're going through, this exact thing. And he goes, damn, you know exactly what I'm going through. That's tough. And then Naretsu, he goes, thanks. And she goes, no problem. And then he goes, actually, I love this other girl. And she goes, cool. And it's good, Naretsu.
Ooh.
However, the drama is that the girl that he likes another guy, and the guy that she likes the main character. And now the main character doesn't necessarily like the tall guy with the dead mom, but they would make a good couple though. See, we got like an almost square relationship going going on here. But it's a not realistic because really it's a very considerate show. It follows actions and feelings and emotions pretty well. It doesn't jump to weird situations and misunderstanding to go to the place that the series really wants to. It really everything that happens follows from the motivations of the characters and their perspectives and their feelings on things. So good show.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So I guess my gals update. Continuing with girls falling for our man, but not wanting to admit that they're falling for the man. We meet long-haired girl's mom, who's like a makeup artist, and they're doing a photo shoot for wedding outfits, and our boy gets roped into being the male model for the male outfits while our girl is in the wedding dress, and they end up having a good time. It's fun. It's good stuff. And then our Garu girl bumps into Otaku-kun at the mall buying a drink. It's like, no, don't buy from the vending machine. You need to go and get the half price drinks in the kombini. I know the hacks, Ellie, big hacks. Come with me. Indirect holding hands as she drags. Doesn't realize till later.
All right.
Yeah. Because she just grabs him and runs, and she doesn't realize that. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm engaging in physical contact.
Oh shit! And this all culminates at the end of the episode where they go to the big, it's the big fireworks festival. Big thing. And our Garu girl, when Longhaired girl gets separated to talk with some other friends, they go up and watch some fireworks. And big confession! I like you, but not in that way. Totally not that way. I'm totally into you, but not totally. And then long-haired girl's like, "Oh, I'm totally into you." So yeah, it's kind of that kind of thing. And while it is a little bit samey, right? We're getting getting a little bit. Come on, let's get going, right? Let's we get it, right? It's fun, right? It's fun. It's cute. They're having fun. It's fine. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Really, is that it's fun. It's good. It's a fun show. So anywho, have you got any more on this slide? Or have you not watched?
No. I've been busy. I've been into the basement.
It's gonna be a short anime talk this week.
Yeah, I've been so hard in the basement, and I've been playing my map painting game very hard. So I've been not spending a lot of time on watching anime.
Right. So all right, final slide then. So what ones on this have you actually watched?
Ooh, Witch had an overdose.
All right. Well, you do your witch hat first, then.
All right.
Speaking for
so Natsu, I said that she might be better than everybody, maybe even the gods. But in the beginning, she goes, from haha, now I can finally prove myself by using magic outside the confines of this apprenticeship. And then she's there outside with regular people. And then she's tasked with, use this pre-made tool to help the people with this menial task. And she goes from, no, but I want to prove myself with big magic spells and all that big stuff. And then he goes from,
why would I use a Glock when I could use an AK-47?
And then he goes, nah, you're not meant. You're just going to help here. You're not going to use the big spells. You're just going to transport the ammo. You're not going to shoot the gun. It's not time yet. And then she goes real dark, overcast, dark, shadow face.
Oh no.
And then teacher appears, and he does very cool. He has a sword that can cleave the river itself, and then they save a bunch of people because that's why the regular human, the lowly non-magic humans came to the witches to help to save the kid from that was like in the middle of the river. So teacher man has the sword that can cleave the river, and he also holds back the river for a moment so everybody gets saved from the river. La 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 la. All right, they are moving. They are heading out, and our main character and the girl, the ambitious girl, as I call her right now, stay behind for 1 second. The regular humans want to grab some cargo that was near the river, down the ravine, but oh no, he falls down. Oh no, they are only apprentices, and now the regular humans, regular people, they're all human. The regular people say, "Oh hey, you're a witch, right? You can cast a spell, right?" But she's not allowed to. She has not proven herself that she can. And then here's the moment here's the moment that she could have gone that she was better than the gods. But she doesn't. She avoids it. She does do a spell, but it's really just to distract those ignorant muggles to let their main character do a thing. So she does a spell, and we learn that witches are meant to learn how to to make a circle, to write down a whole magic circle without looking. Just pure muscle memory. Just all the symbols and then a perfect circle around it, and that's how you cast the spell. And do that without looking at the paper. And do that under your cloak, and that's how you hide the secret.
That's how you hide it. You hide the fact that anyone can actually draw circles.
Yeah.
Turns out. Yeah, we have to hush hush.
Yeah, and special ink also, but whatever. Alright, she casts spells, she distracts the dumb regular humans. The kid that was down near the river is saved. And then they go, yay, we're saved, blah blah. And then suddenly the police show up.
Oh shit, it's the ATF.
Hey, who of you is collaborating with the print cats? What?
Oh,
print cats? What are you talking about? This spell, you only could have done this with breaking a taboo and then look down, and it turns out that the whole area is turning into a desert. With the overflowing rapid river dissolving into fog as it enters the desert, big area circle now. And like, hey, this is not the spell that I cast. So it was you. Time to erase your memory.
Oh no!
So it's funny, the Retsu.
No.
I skipped over it, but because the magic teacher does big things with his magic swords that can cleave a river. There's like a big pillar of water for a moment, and then you cut to police headquarters that go from there was a pillar of water spotted. Better check it out.
That's not normal.
Check it out.
That's not normal.
But then they show up, right? Then they show up from, there are two witches there. Capture them. Oh, there's a spell that turns into desert? That cannot happen without a taboo. Alright, who of you did it? Hey, this is not the spell that cost.
Which one of you motherfuckers did this shit?
Hey, I didn't cast a spell. Oh, so you cast a spell. It's you. Alright, time to erase your memory.
Rip.
That's the sequence of events. Oh, hey, Naretsu, there was a bomb that went off. Naretsu, did you hear about the bomb?
Yeah, I heard about the bomb.
You heard the bomb. Oh, so you planted the bomb. Time to arrest you.
Totally, legit.
That's what happened.
Look, this is exactly like real life.
Yeah, this is what really happens in real life. So the episode ends when the spell is ripping itself from the page and is reaching towards our main character to erase the memories. I presume that either one of the characters is going to yell something that will stop them for a moment, or Teacher Man will show up and say, "What the fuck are you doing here, police?
What the fuck are you doing here?
This is not your jurisdiction. Where's your badge?" Or whatever.
Where's your warrant?
Yeah.
I'm a sovereign magic user. Under bylaw section 2385.
I'm a living man.
I do not have to provide identification to you, for I am a sovereign magic user.
Or the Retsu. But I'm a little bit suspicious, right? Because Coco main character cannot cast a spell that turns like a whole 100-meter radius plus into a desert. She doesn't know how to. She doesn't know the symbols. So who did this?
Yeah.
Well,
who could possibly have done this?
Well, there's one character down in a place where not a lot of people can see, that is not really accounted for, and that is the kid that fell down to grab the cargo. So the kid that went down to grab the cargo could feasibly have could be writing down a spell as our main character was busy saving him and doing a sneaky spell to whatever, blah blah blah. The kid could have drawn a magic circle of his own to do a thing. But that would make him like a super unlicensed magic user without a training or knowledge or a proper hat.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Than anything else. Yeah, totally legit. Totally.
But I'm curious about what's happened, and I didn't watch Snowball, Tadaima.
Yeah, a lot of them falling through the cracks this week for you.
I'm going
which is fair
to
enough.
withhold my cutting my scythe of death.
I tend to like if I haven't like watched it in like 3 episodes, it's like what happened with Petals, right? Where it's like I haven't even started this, and it's like 4 episodes in, and I'm probably not going to start it at this point, right?
Yeah, but
that's usually how I operate.
I make myself very busy with every week going into the basement and doing that extra stuff like installing lights and new electrical outlets. So I'm giving myself more opportunities to catch back up. But these shows are at risk.
They're in the risk zone. Oh no. So I guess I will quickly knock out my my perverted apartment complex. It's doing alright. It's an okay. I do think people should read the manga because the adaptation, because it's a short form, it's definitely very fast pacing. Because we get introduced to kind of the mind control girl, but it's not very well fleshed out. And we immediately jump into alcoholic girl who's making everyone alcoholic. And he ends up buying like the special hand thing that he uses to break the crystals on the armor or whatever, the libido cloths. But it's fine. It's good enough. It's not terrible. I think it's a fun little short stuff. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do Sensei first or Overdose? What are we feeling?
This was really about, say, the goth girl and her and a discussion on beauty, what it means.
A little bit, yeah. Well, a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm too retarded for this show, Ellie. I'm not, because to me it's very like, I kind of get where it's coming from, and I kind of get what it's trying to say here, but at the same time, it is a little bit. I don't know. You do have to kind of be paying attention, and maybe I'm just not paying attention.
The zoomer brains are
the ADHD is like not helping me, I guess, because I don't know, because I guess maybe I'm not interested enough to really like pay attention. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something with me in this show where because I was mentioning last week, I was feeling like it's a little bit pretentious or it's getting a little bit artsy fartsy, right? And this episode kind of, like, I don't know if it reinforced that, but it did kind of, like, we're jumping from all these different shots, right? And all these different things and these loose kind of conceptual ideas that are tying together, right? And yeah, there's like this overarching kind of theme around beauty and what it means to be beautiful, and how the going after that beauty can be self-destructive, right? And I get it. I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's very roundabout to get there. Right? If that makes sense. I don't know. You seem to have paid more of an attention, so what do you think? What's your take?
So it's really about their perspective, right? This perspective of a young girl in a world, in a society where you're only worth as long as you're worth it as long as you're beautiful. And so her conclusion is to die beautiful. As soon as the first sign of ugliness show up, you should kill yourself.
Yeah.
And
Oh, what's that? You got some acne? That's just normal fucking teenage shit. Why are you fucking freaking out? Why are you going insane? What?
Yeah, so that I can understand that the kind of a small version of body horror, right? Because your body is changing, weird things happening, grotesque, warts appear on your face that detract from you, and you cannot fight it, you cannot do anything about it. And that is kind of, in a very small sense, that is a body horror, right? That your body doesn't feel like your own anymore. And that kind of, I can understand her. Oh, theme sounds. I can understand her in that sense, and I can stand her conflict in it, and her solution to it. But there's not much else I can say other than that I understand her character, because it really was about her character, and she wants to. There's like a lot of things that are being talked about, like the idea of what is human. Is it human to is beauty something that fades away, or is forever pretty? Is it a painting, as the episode shows, or is something that is fleeting? Right? The show asks that question, and kind of her answer to it is beauty is forever. I want to be the painting, and to some other person it's fleeting, something you are and then you're not. But if you are wanting to be, if you're fighting acne, something something that's human, do you want to be not human? Do you want to be elevated like a god? And would you stop being human for that?
Yeah.
And those are all these different angles and questions, and the show doesn't really settles on an answer per se. It just gives us her conclusion that she wants to be not human and become a painting, basically. I am,
which is not very healthy.
Not, I mean, that's Natsu. The show hasn't been healthy since like the first season of the show.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a foregone conclusion that this show is not healthy. I am kind of wondering, what is K-Angel doing here? What is Ame doing here? How involved is she in this in this conversation? Because when she's like in a mirror scene with all different versions of herself, with like a bunny outfit and her not K-Angel personality, during discussion of stop being human, I was kind of, I'm not going to. I would want to rewatch the show and absorb the questions the show poses, and dissect the scene for myself.
It's like I said, you really got to kind of like pay attention, and you really got to like focus on like what, because everything is like symbolism and details, like the fact that blood in this episode is represented by like the petals, right? And you see it like the beginning of the episode, and when she's like in the shower, and like you notice like the cuts on her wrists and whatnot, and the petals coming out of the wrists and all this kind of nonsense, right? And they'll have all these different like visuals kind of tie into what like characters are saying. A lot of it is very visual, so if you're not paying attention to the visuals, you're probably going to be missing shit. And I agree with you that it does, like, it presents this like idea, but outside of the main character kind of having their own stance of yeah, I'm not going. I fuck being a human. I want to be beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really like. Maybe that's why I'm feeling that pretension. Like it's presenting the issue, but not really diving into it. Like it's surface level almost, if that makes sense. Because there's definitely a thing to be had around, especially around streamer culture, right? And because that's what this whole thing is supposed to technically kind of tie into, is right the modern day conceptualizations of beauty and whatnot, and how it can relate to streaming and VTubers and all that kind of nonsense, right? There's a lot of stuff you could kind of get into with that, but I'm unsure if the show's actually kind of prepared to dive into it, really. And it'll be interesting because the next episode's obviously going to be about the more tomboyish kind of girl.
I
right?
am wondering, because the show almost seems to imply that she's male or something. Maybe.
Yeah, but she's got the boobs and the. I thought it was a male at first, to be honest. Like in the early episodes, I thought it was a man, and
But
then later on you
would
see,
tie
wait a
in-
minute, she's like wearing like women's underwear and shit, and like she's got boobs, so it's like wait a minute.
But it would fit in like the whole representation and self and portrayals and identity.
I'm wondering because
and all that
there
stuff.
was like some like talk of like body dysmorphia in this episode. I'm wondering if that's gonna come into play in the next episode with this girl, where maybe it's like a trans allegory or something. I don't know. We'll have to
Doesn't
see
even
what happens.
have to be an allegory. It can just be straight up trans.
Well, yeah, but that's what I say allegory, because I don't know what they're gonna do, right?
But
like, is it going to be? Is it going to be straight up trans, or is it going to be she is pretending to be more masculine because that is like the persona. Right? And because that was what was talked about in this episode, was you have like the artist, right? That what got all this plastic surgery, trying to be beautiful, and gave themselves dysphoria and caused like social, like mental pain and anguish over that, right? So I don't know. I wonder if that's going to be the angle in the next episode with this girl, the tomboy girl, where it's going to be she's playing up the tomboyness and the male kind of like masculine persona, or the pretty boy persona, right? In order to like, is that an actual genuine case of dysphoria, or is that simply leading to a dysphoria, right? And is it going to tackle that kind of complicated sort of subject? Something that we kind of left out is there's also a lot of name drops, like Mamoru Oshii, and talking about creatives, right? And actual references to different things.
To bands, to artists, to. Yeah, but they're not. I didn't feel they were that important to the discussion.
I just thought I found it more interesting from the perspective of like they're not like censoring the names, or like using pseudonyms or code names for it. It's just flat out, no, we are talking about these actual real life artists, right? And actually name dropping them and their works in a sense. I found that to be kind of the interesting part of it.
Yeah. I did wanted to briefly go back to you have a issue of kind of relating. I am just fully into the mindset of this is their perspective. These are their worries they're worrying about. This is their life, their worries, their worldviews. I am here to see what they think. This is how I'm approaching it. I'm not looking for what this show thinks about beauty, because this show is very dysfunctional, like the characters are. So this is really all about the whole dysfunctional to wider society even views and perspectives and how contradictory they are. And so the last episode, it was all about the trolls don't get to me. I'm strong. La 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 la. Next scene is that K-Angel is like the biggest and the strongest, and the next scene is that K-Angel is yelling out of her mind, bashing the keyboards because the trolls do get to her. So I'm fully invested in the world where everybody is hypocrite and contradictory to themselves and to the world and to each other. So I'm here for for questions with no answers.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is specifically about the vibe that I'm not vibing with. There's something going on, but I will say though, right? Despite my issues, at least we've got stuff to talk about. Like a lot of these shows, right? It's kind of like it's not like I don't want to give play-by-plays because that's boring, right? I do kind of want to talk about what the show is, right? But for a lot of these shows, like I look back to kind of like the girlfriend show. It's like, how many times can I say, oh, they're being cute, the girls are definitely falling in love with him, he's somewhat oblivious to this but also somewhat recognizes it, right? Like it's just the same assessment, right? There's not a lot I can really add to that. Whereas with this show, at the very least, each episode we have something to talk about, right? Like it's actually trying to say something, right? So whether or not it handles that execution particularly well or not is kind of besides the point. It is actually making an attempt, I guess, right? So for all my groaning, I could at least say that. But speaking of shows that are doing things, I guess. Sensei, big titty, yeah. Well, hey, okay. To be fair, this one we got the sister character ropes our boy and our girl. They're going on a shopping. Come shopping with us. Oh, we're gonna go buy swimsuits. Come with us to buy swimsuits. And so and it leads to what you would expect, right? Like it's a typical, they get pushed into the locker room together and their titties come out and it's big itchy stuff. They have like a whole gag of the neat girl and the strong girl are shit at English. They're failing class. Oh no, what are we going to do? Okay, we're doing like a makeup thing. Oh, I the lewd chick is like, oh, I know. Why don't you just write the words on Sensei's body?
Why
and
not?
Then I'll remember them because it's like lewd, because I'm lewd, right? And it works. It actually fucking works.
So she just thinks of her tits, and then that's the word was.
Oh, that's the word. Yeah. So they do a whole thing where they just start writing on each other. It's fucking hilarious. And then the last like gag is Sensei can't swim, teaching to swim. Oh, she can't. She's not buoyant. Oh, wait a minute. When she's on her back, she's buoyant because.
Of course she is.
But we see hints of that photographer girl in the corner there. Ooh, she's snapping some pictures. Ooh, and that's kind of the setup for the next episode. It's fun. Again, this is another one of those ones where it's like, again, I could do like the play-by-play, explain the gag, right? But it's
Etsy show was etchy.
Yeah, we got to see nipples. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, Ellie? Nipples in my anime in 2026. Oh boy. But no, it's fun. It's fun. It's funny. I'm enjoying watching it. It's good. The characters are likable. Not much else I can really say about it. So I think that just about does it, doesn't it?
You mentioning that made me think about Gushing Over Magical Girls, which made me think
Mm.
from, hey, is there news about FX Senshi? The day trading anime show that's coming out.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
go from
It's.
when's it out? When's that? Is there a new update? Is there a new trailer? No.
I thought it
damn.
was. It was. I think it was. Was it next season or like the season after? I don't
They said
remember.
like 2026, and we're all like.
So it's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be sometime between now and the end of the year, basically.
So I'm
Um,
checking fast through every single time. Like, all right, one of these days it has to be soon, right?
It's gonna show up one of these days. I'll be able to.
Sometime soon. It has to be. But when? Where?
When? Where? How?
Also,
I haven't
when
peeped it.
when was Gushing coming? Was it like next year?
I think it was either this year or next year. I can't remember. They did announce that it
let me
was greenlit.
sneak peek or real quick.
I'd have to look into the news again because I do remember they said something that it was greenlit. And the mangaka's back, by the way. They're slowly releasing new chapters. Like it's very slow progress, but it is happening. So it's not dead like it was for a few months because I think they got sick. The author, I think they got sick for a while and had to kind of take a break, which was a shame. But I think they are back.
Let me.
But yes,
there's no. It's not. There's nothing until fall, like a whole year. But it's let's see. Black Clover 26, Decapulate, Alcide, FX Fighter or Senshi, one or the other. Still 2026 in the to be announced category. La La La, Show Peeps, Blast, none of these shows are hiding feelings in Russians. Dan 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 is 2027, it says. So that would mean Gate is also 2027.
Yeah, I did see Gate was the people were talking about that on Twitter. That was coming.
Railgun, still not even a year.
I believe the Railgun light novel's ending very soon.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
I'm pretty sure that's ending relatively soon. I'm just going to go nearest season and have a look. So next season, Mashoko Tensei's next season, Tanya the Evil next season, Skeleton Knight next season. There's a few things next season.
Gushing doesn't have a year yet, or season year.
Yeah, I just know that it was greenlit and that they want to do it. So we will see. We will see how it go. But anywho, I guess that pretty does it for today, I think.
Next week I am likely not here to do an episode.
Do things. Well, that's fine. We can take a break week. It's no worries. Yeah, it might be good because you can catch up on your anime.
or spend even more time in the basement in the workshop.
Even more time. Yeah. God. But anyway, I guess we'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, later.
Bye.